Hello, a very good evening and welcome along to the Modus Super Series here from the Live Lounge in Portsmouth. Friday night means the final night in terms of qualification through to tomorrow evening's finale. We've got a former world champion in Scott Mitchell, a hot young prospect in Marvin van Velzen also there. And tonight it's the turn of the two-time women's world champion, BEAU GREAVES, to see whether she can add her name to the list of players that will make their way through to the big night on the South Coast. Alongside me to look ahead to all of the action, it is prime time. Matthew Edgar, look, she stole all the headlines yesterday, winning 4 out of 4.
Rightly so as well. Sometimes people can get headlines and they can be questionable or it's seen as bias, but she got the headlines for the right reasons yesterday. She won all 4 of her matches. She won them well. She was a very, very good performer. She was put under pressure yesterday by players. She put in a very good daily average. There was nothing really I can fault BEAU GREAVES on yesterday. Really did steal the show.
Well, we'll talk a little bit more about Group B in just a second, but let's have a look at the tournament brackets into the final evening's worth of qualification, because this afternoon we confirmed the places of Marvin van Velzen and Thomas Lovely into the finals. Now, they were both level on points at the beginning of the day, but it's fair to say that one qualified more comfortably than the other.
I said lucky earlier, fortunate, and when I saw Thomas Lovely on the way out, he had the same sort of vibe about him. He wasn't happy with how he played, but he was delighted to have got through. Now he's got the opportunity to go up there in a finals night, put that right. Got very nervous, it seemed, when he got to the finishing line, but he got there in the end. But the damage was done really for Thomas Lovely on day one.
Well, we'll be watching them in action in the final tomorrow evening from 7:30 on the Super Series YouTube channel. But let's look ahead to Group B tonight. As we said, BEAU GREAVES leads the way, having won all 4 of her matches on evening number 1. And you said that she impressed in so many departments, but what impressed you more than anything else?
I've had a night to sleep on it, and I'm even more impressed when I think about the functionality of the finishing. Now, just to explain what that means a little bit, functional finishing is where you control the board, where you stop your opponent coming back to the hockey. You might go out third dart in hand, and we go, oh, you've missed 2 darts at a double, that's 33%. In terms of functionality, in terms of control and level of dictatorship on the match, it's 100% because your opponent hasn't been allowed the extra visit. The only time she got that sort of functional doubling wrong was once in 4 matches. When you look at all the legs that she played, that is control, that is dictatorship. That's why she's top of the table.
Well, BEAU GREAVES is on 8 points. A couple of players in behind her on 4 points, respectively, Adam Lipscombe and Sebastian Bialecki. Let's start by talking about Adam, a player who is local to here. There's always been a pressure on him to try and qualify for a Saturday night, but we've seen him improve so much recently, and last night we saw more evidence of that.
Improved in terms of the performance. He had that 105 average to start off, and he looked so good last night. It's by far the best starts I've ever seen from Adam Lipscombe in a consistent basis across a whole night. And I'll be interested to see him follow that up again tonight, and I think he will. He looked so solid last night. However, there's a but. And that but comes down to the fact he played so well. He played up to what looked to be the best of his ability, certainly from what we've seen so far at the Super Series. But he only managed to convert that into 2 wins. I think he'll be disappointed leaving here with just 2 victories.
Sebastian Bialecki, if you break the numbers down, it was a good night last night, but there felt like there was some telltale signs on the stage where maybe at points he was a little bit uncomfortable.
Not just last night. That's been this week. And when you then dig deeper into it and you think back to other games, I mean, the one that comes straight to the top of my mind was the game with Josh Richardson at the UK Open over on stage 2 when he was 4-5-0 up and ended up losing the game. It don't seem to suit front running. Some people don't like being in front. You know, when you get your nose in front, you feel like you've got something to lose. And maybe Sebastian Bialecki is one of those, but he's going to have to get used to that because he's too good to always be in a battle or come from behind.
Well, let's have a look and see how the land lies following the first night's play to paint the picture ahead of tonight. GREAVES on 8, Lipscombe and Bialecki on 4, Collins and Painter both on 2 points respectively. They're both going to have big nights this evening if they are to make their way through to the final. So that is how the table looks then following the first night's play. We look ahead to day 2 and have a look and see what the bookmakers think about proceedings. And perhaps, Matt, there's no surprise when you look at the odds on your screen and you see BEAU GREAVES as a 2-9 favourite to go on and win the group.
No surprise whatsoever. She was available yesterday at 7-4. I think that was a surprise for me because I thought it represented a bit of value there in BEAU GREAVES. But I think the other thing that's interesting is not just the group betting here for BEAU going in at 2-9, but she's actually gone in the favourite, not just to win this group now, but to win the entire week.
Usually I'd say to you, is that a pressure that she'll feel? But we've spoken to her so many times this week, and we spoke to her again for an exclusive interview which is going to be on the Super Series YouTube channel in the coming days, that she's not going to feel that pressure at all. She's just going up there to enjoy herself.
She doesn't care. She genuinely doesn't care, and that's in a compliment. She doesn't care what you think, what I think, what anybody watching really thinks. Yes, she wants to put on a show, and that's what she's here to do. But in regards to piling pressure on her, she brushes it off. In regards to being the favourite, it don't matter. BEAU GREAVES will do what she's going to do, whether she's favourite or whether she's 100 to 1. I've really been impressed with her attitude down here in Portsmouth.
Do you think the rest of the field are enjoying the fact that we just keep talking about BEAU GREAVES and to a certain extent, the fact that we're not talking about them doesn't put pressure on them?
No, absolutely not. They will dislike the fact that we're not talking about them. You don't come to something like this and want to sort of be in the shadows. You don't want to be stood outside being a side act to somebody else's performance, which at times that's what it kind of feels like. And they'll hate it. They will absolutely hate it. And they will target BEAU GREAVES as the victim. She'll become the victim of that, and she'll be the target to that frustration. It's just, if you want to capitalise on it, you've got to beat her at darts, and that's not an easy task.
It's going to be a very interesting night, that is for sure. And we're going to kickstart the evening's proceedings by seeing Rob Collins and Kevin Painter in action. They're the bottom two in the group, so effectively it could be winner stays on territory for the pair. It was a very intriguing first night's action, and this is kind of the best of the action. But he's going to have to shake his opponent's hand.
Double 8.
Game shot on the fifth flag, Rob Collins.
Oh, look at that from Rob Collins. He's up for this.
Game shot on the first
Time
leg,
to get happy. That's his
Bialecki.
first leg on the board tonight.
Adam
Looking
Uruguay,
in, he could have
160.
used the 16s as another option. But another one of those leaves tops.
Game shot on the fifth flag, Adam Lipscombe.
So 2 ton plus outs for either player. 1 to win the game, 1 to save the game. This would be some way to secure her first Super Series win. Well, the live lounge in Portsmouth is about to embrace its last night of qualification. It could be last chance saloon for Kevin Painter and Rob Collins. These two kick off the bottom two in the table, only picking up 1 win apiece in their opening night's play here at the live lounge in Portsmouth. For Painter, well, he's hoping to make his way through to yet another final, still awaiting that elusive title here in Portsmouth. The 56-year-old from rugby, the former Players' Champion. We got the sense that on Monday, missing out on events like the Champion of Champions would just give him that extra bit of vigour going into this week. And I think he's still searching for the best of his form. As for Rob Collins, well, there was positive signs at points last night, but just couldn't quite back it up on a consistent basis. I suppose that's kind of been the story of both players' weeks up to press. Matthew Edgar alongside me then here for all 10 games this evening. And in some ways, this is kind of the fitting first game of the night, because the winner of this one can draw a bit of confidence, draw a bit of momentum. But for the loser, it's a long way back.
First. Game on.
You may even argue there might be no way back, because they'll only have 3 games available and they'll be on 2 points, meaning they can only really reach a maximum of 8. One thing we did know yesterday was both of these players wear their heart on their sleeve, and that's not something we learnt yesterday. It's something we know all along. Rob Collins, though, so animated yesterday up on the stage, really shown what it meant to him. And I'm sure we're going to see more of that in what is kind of a losing you out sort of situation. First thing to note, though, Kevin Painter is playing with the Nathan Aspinall darts. These are darts that he's brought out every now and then throughout the week, but it's not been sort of like the A choice. It's sort of been plan B. If someone's not working, he sort of goes to these. But he's deciding today to start with them.
And is that the case of thinking, right, this week hasn't gone to plan, so maybe just try something different, maybe something different on a more consistent basis may herald different results?
Well, as someone once said, it's now or never.
100.
Painter first to finish on 156, leaving that after 12 darts.
100. Kevin, you require 156.
Another one of them. Double 18. Rob Collins thinks this is going to go. And he was almost correct in that thinking.
Rob, you require 105.
Well, he's rounding it off first. Tops.
Game shot on the first leg, Rob Collins.
And that is the reactions we was getting last night. That bit of aggression, but I've got to say, controlled aggression, which is a real key quality.
Game on.
We mentioned yesterday, yes, Rob Collins lets us know everything, but it's
80.
always been respectful as far as he's concerned. I've never seen an opponent say, Rob is celebrating, it's gone too far. And you can't always say that about people as animated as Rob, and I think that's something that should be commended tremendously.
Well, most of the time, the celebrations happen behind the player. And he does what I like to call a Pro Tour celebration,
43.
which is a very subdued one, where you can have a bit of expression, you can have some emotion, but you can't make noise. Reason being, there are 16 boards all playing at the same time, and
99.
you may get yourself a referral letter should you be screaming, jeering and shouting, because you may be disturbing the next board. So you end up training yourself to sort of celebrate silently.
58.
Well, it may not be the best start on the board for Kevin Painter, but he would have had a happy enough evening before play got underway, because his beloved Ipswich Town are one step closer towards the Premier League after Queen's Park Rangers beat Leeds United by 4-0 at Loftus Road. And actually, we should send our
94.
congratulations to Leicester City, who have been promoted back to the top flight the first time of asking.
100. $92.
Well, a 116 after 12 is indicative of a decent leg, but of a stray one side or another.
81. Kevin, you require
That
116.
slip to the one may give Painter a bit of encouragement here.
100.
Rob Collins now needs two
Rob, you
trebles,
require
but as Kevin would say,
139.
how's your luck?
39. It's not going to go. And so Painter's going to return for double 8 for the breaker throw, the break
59.
back, and to level this
Kevin, you require
match up at one
16.
apiece. So a lot of the bottom end of the bed to aim at. But he
No
can't
score.
find a way. And so Collins for
Rob, you
2-0.
require 80.
Great camera angle there, just to show you Kevin Painter clattering into the flight and just carrying it away from the target. This would hurt.
Game shot on the second
Oh, and
leg,
it
Rob
will.
Collins.
Rob Collins, one dart in hand on 2 occasions, has been able to hit the tops. And Kevin Painter
Third leg, it's Kevin to throw first.
has been first
Game
to a
on.
finish on both occasions, missed 4 darts and been punished on both.
Well, Kevin felt it should be turning on the other direction, and he has a wry smile as he hits the night's first maximum.
Didn't have to wait long for that one. And I can guarantee you there's going to be plenty more throughout the evening.
140.
Could we have another one right here? As Kev sets himself to release. And we've seen that a few times from Kevin this week, where the grip hasn't quite been always there. But what he has done, he hasn't just released the darts, he has gone back, he's regripped, and then released the dart.
125.
I'll say he's playing with a little bit more fluency tonight, isn't he, Kevin Painter? Does look a little bit more free. I suppose for him now, there's no lifeline, there's no extra
100.
lives. It's literally do it, or it's going to be a long night of just playing for places.
And Kevin Painter is not somebody that plays for places. He plays to win.
60. Kevin, you require 81.
And he feels like this should be an 81 for a 3-0 lead. But instead, it's
41.
setting up for tops after 12 to get your first leg on the board, being 2-0 down.
Oh, absolutely. For the third time in this match, Kevin Painter first to a finish, but it's not a race to a finish, it's a race to hit the finish.
140.
Rob Collins, once again, is sat ready to pounce. Both players after 12 darts on a single dart checkout.
Game shot on the third leg, Kevin Painter.
That's a 14 darter for Kev to get his first leg of the night on the board, and he had a talk with the arrows that got him his first leg on the board.
Fourth leg, it's Rob to throw first. Game on.
The good thing about talking to darts, Matt, they can't talk back.
180.
I wish you was a dart.
95.
We said there'll be plenty more 180s tonight. We've had 2 already in this game. This was a group last night that was littered with maximums. Rob Collins hitting 5 of them across his 4 fixtures. No surprise to see who the biggest 180 hitter was, though, last night. That was BEAU GREAVES, and BEAU is coming up next. She'll be taking on Sebastian Bialecki in a game that will pretty much qualify her through the Saturday night to join the 3 players we've already got.
Well, the fact that Painter won that last game of last night's session ensured that because somebody was on 2 points from the end of the first night's play, that 10 points is enough for any player to make it through to Saturday night's session, because there is that very weird scenario, very unlikely, but still a scenario where 4 players could end on 10 points if somebody ends on 0. It would have to be 10-10, 10-10,
60.
4-0 for that to happen.
45.
Sorry, 10-10, 10-4-0.
Rob, you
yeah, something like
84.
that.
Well, that was a slip there from Painter, guaranteeing Rob Collins 6 darts, so he doesn't have to go 14 and ball. That is the equation that comes. Had Kevin Painter just kept it straight and got a single 20, would have probably seen Collins chasing down the bullseye. And a nod of approval and disapproval at the same time for Kevin Painter, who's thinking, why did I do that a little bit too late? It might not be too late. One more chance for Rob Collins, and he gets it with the last start in hand. Absolute heartbreak for Kevin Painter, who would have been stood at the back of the stage with his fingers crossed, his toes crossed, hoping for the opportunity to come back.
First. Game on.
Instead, he is now a leg away, but he does have that sort of little positive situation. It's a short format game, best of 7, race to 4. Rob Collins will only have the advantage of throwing first in 1 of the last 3 legs. That is something that Kevin Painter can just keep as a little bit of encouragement.
140.
Do you need to do a little bit of housekeeping in the chat room? Hope everybody's well in the chat room this evening. Don't forget, if you click the subscribe button, you can be a part of it. No spoilers, please, on tonight's action. If you are caught spoiling, we'll spoil your evening by removing you from the chat room.
95.
I'm a bit kinder than what Chris Mason was last week.
All I've got to say to that is, ooh. Angry Deacon is
60.
back.
Kevin, you require 126.
126 for Painter to pick it back to 3-2. He's got 6 from here. Double 6. Doesn't go. He's threatened a couple of ton toppers in this game. He threatened the 156 and there the 126. And on both occasions, I think Rob Collins was expecting the double to go.
140. Kevin, you require 12.
So it's 12 after 12.
One more.
No score.
Rob Collins was peering over his shoulder.
Rob, you require 101.
Something I like to call meerkatting at the back of the stage. He's got an opportunity here to get the job done. He needs a treble. Oh, he's found it. Match start.
Game shot and the match.
Beautifully found, and Rob Collins gets the first chalk on the board on this Friday night. 2 top plus checkouts helped him en route to a 4-1 win against Kevin Painter. His week of ups and downs, highs and lows continues. Paid to average 94.56 in that one. It was a very good affair. But it's Collins who runs out the 4-1 winner with 2 ton price checkouts en route. Coming up after the break, BEAU GREAVES takes on Sebastian Bialecki. A win for BEAU, and she's into tomorrow night.
George Taylor, Garrett Trilling, and 4-2, Craig Nixon, Robin Young.
The ADC really has been a perennial pathway for players to make their way to the Modus Super Series and also attain successes on various stages. And we have 2 of the young stars of the sport going toe-to-toe. There's a combined age of 40 between BEAU GREAVES and Sebastian Bialecki. Bialecki, the Pole, who for the night averaged just over 88, 11 from 34 on the finishing. If you break down the numbers and look from it from a statistical viewpoint, it wasn't a bad evening, but at times was unsettled. But, well, we could have only lavished praise on the shoulders of BEAU GREAVES yesterday, the 20-year-old from Doncaster, the twice WDF world champion, bow and arrow, up against the former UK Open quarter-finalist Sebastian Bialecki, nicknamed Bolt, from Lodz in Poland. And there has been a few watching from his hometown, seeing him in action this week. The quiet, mild-mannered young man is hoping to explode on the stage, and we've seen some special moments from him on this stage. He ended the run of Luke Littler, the two-time defending champion, on this stage. He's hit a 9-darter at a Champions Week before, and he's going to have to try and draw upon some of those qualities this evening if he is to make his way through to tomorrow night.
Game on.
I feel I need to correct you there, Henry. You got something slightly wrong.
Go on.
You said BEAU GREAVES, the 20-year-old from Doncaster. I think she'd rather be BEAU GREAVES, the 20-year-old from Donny, as she is a Donny lass.
And she's kicked off with a max, starting off where she left off yesterday.
28.
Didn't take long, did it? She hit 6 maximums yesterday.
96.
3 finishes of a ton or more. The most impressive one was the 1-4-3 that she took for the match to beat Kevin Painter in game number 1.
The thing was, she took 3-ton plus outs over the course of the evening, but all 3 of them came at crucial passages of play in each of her opening 3 matches.
Do you know what? I think it's safe to say this, and I'm sure many people are going to agree with this. I knew BEAU GREAVES was good. I knew she had a very, very high ceiling. I've watched her career for many years now. But
58.
watching it up close and personal like this, and for the amount of games we've seen her for, she's even better than I thought. It's when she misses, they're even so close.
62.
When you say better than you thought, in what departments and what ways?
The mannerisms, the attitude, the control.
81. BEAU you require 40.
To control this first leg. She's got all the time she wants at tops. It's a
first
15-dart
leg,
start for BEAU GREAVES. She's up and running, 1-0.
Second leg, it's Sebastian to throw first. Game on.
Bialecki is currently sat just outside the qualification places at the moment on the back of that victory for Rob Collins. Rob Collins will be coming up next against Adam
57.
Lipscombe. That is positions 2 and 3.
$121.
For Sebastian, we've labelled such high expectation on his shoulders. We feel like so far this has been a disappointing trip for himself in terms of maybe some of the levels at times should have been higher.
No, absolutely not. Sebastian Bialecki's played to par. He's playing to the standards. He's playing to his levels. He's not raised it. He's not dropped below it. He's playing on par. The only problem is this is a strong week and he's running
100.
into some performance and some time in there. Par's just not been good enough at times. We know what he's capable of. He reached a quarter-final of a big PDC major, that being the UK
59.
Open. He's also picked up a WDF gold ranking event over in Denmark. Got him a place at the Lakeside.
A tournament where he only got knocked out
60.
by the man who went on to win that tournament, Andy Bartons, who was pretty much unplayable that week.
Rock solid, wasn't he, Andy Bartons? Moved
100.
over to the PDC now with a tour card and doing pretty well on the professional circuit. Well, there could be a chance here, and there is going to be a chance for Sebastian Bialecki to get a bit of a foothold in this game. It's all been about BEAU GREAVES so far. But Sebastian Bialecki can just turn that spotlight for a moment and shine it on himself.
Treble 19. Tops.
97.
Dips below. And so Greaves for 2-0 lead.
86
86 is what she's looking for. A single for the bull. just below. And Bialecki, who's been
Sebastian, you require
outscored
20.
to a large degree in this game so far, has now got an opportunity to level up at one apiece. Double 10 is what he's looking at. Double 5. This will be his 4th dart to win the leg. And he strays the other side into the double 12 and a sigh of frustration. Something that in the past we haven't seen so much from him, but we've seen creep in this week as Greaves goes for double 8. For a 2-0 lead in the break of throw.
The frustration's there for one reason, and that's because he knows he cannot get away with missing chances like that against BEAU. The key strength, we spoke about it last night, we spoke about it tonight at the start of the show. Functionality at the back end of legs.
60.
When BEAU Greaves is left on a finish, she tends to take it. She doesn't give the opponent another opportunity. Only once in the whole of last night and the start of this
100.
game she ever let their opponent back to the board. That is professional standards.
Well, just to back your point up, her numbers for yesterday, her free dart average was 91.61. And her doubling was 16 from 39. In matter of fact, she only dropped below the 90 mark once, and that was in her opening game. And you can understand a few nerves there. 83.28 against Kevin Painter, followed up by a 97.62, a 91.71, and a 93.84 to end the evening. And she's averaging 93.82 now and has left herself on 127 to open up a 3-0 advantage.
56.
No treble there from Sebastian Bialecki will give BEAU Greaves a bit of time where she won't need to chase down the bullseye.
$55.
Just looks so at ease there on the Super Series stage. A stage she has said in the interview last night she'd like to come back at. She would like to come for a full week here at the Super Series. Try out a Group A. I've got a feeling the way she's playing,
45.
if she's played in a Group A, she wouldn't be playing a
72.
Group B or C that week.
Double 6 for 14
on a
darts
third
to
leg,
put her a
BEAU
leg
Greaves.
away from the match and from qualification. She should get this done, or could get this done, in next to
Fourth
no
leg,
time at
Sebastian
all
to throw
and with no
first.
fuss at all.
Game on.
Bialecki has got a mountain to climb here.
Feels like he's got a mountain to climb, but he's got no gear. He's turned up in a
60.
shorts and vest.
Of course, of all's a Group B, if somebody is on 2 points at the bottom of the table, if every player's picked up a win, 10 points is enough to make your way through because of the 40-point split across the whole group. Of course, 4 players can make it onto 10 points, but when it's a 5-player group and everyone's picked up a point, 10 is always going to be enough to send yourself through.
100.
My mind's racing here, Henry.
Go on.
Do you want to know the inside of my mind?
Not particularly, but I think you're going to share anyway.
60.
I'm not surprised you said no. Most people would. But yeah, I am going to share it anyway. BEAU Greaves very recently won a Women's Series event without losing a single leg.
96.
Could you imagine if she did that tonight? She went through the card winning all the games without losing a leg. Has that been done before in a Group B?
Off the top of my head,
78.
not that I can remember. I know that we've seen Connor Scott go on 16 leg winning sprees back in the old venue in Southampton, but that was in a Group A scenario.
Well, she's 3 legs into it. And she's got an opportunity
35.
here to be first to the finish. Despite the fact that Bialecki thrown first in this leg.
59.
And she's playing around her mean. 90.5 average, 50% on the doubles. This has been what she's been doing throughout the entirety of this group. And she could be 3 darts away from qualifying out of it if she can
58.
find the 164. This would be some way to seal her progress. It's not going to be done this time. Bialecki may have to take out the 152, though, to keep any hopes of winning this game alive.
124.
Beautiful setup play
Sebastian
there for
require
BEAU Greaves.
152.
She's dart away. A huge start to the day. provided Bialecki can't find another. Would have left him on his favourite double 16. Instead,
100.
might be the last darts he gets to throw.
40.
Tops. And
Game shot,
Bo
and the match,
arrows her
Bo
way
Greaves.
into Saturday night's final. It took less than 10 minutes to secure her passage through. And on her debut here at the Modus Super Series, Bo Greaves qualifies for finals night. She did so comprehensively, averaging 92.5. 4 from 7 when it came to the doubles. Sebastian Bialecki off to a slow start. He has got work to do as the night goes along. So Bo Greaves is in. It's now about finding out who's going to join her. Rob Collins and Adam Lipscombe follows this. Welcome back to the Modus Super Series, where the big news on Friday night is Bo Greaves has qualified through to the finals at a first attempt of trying. She got the better of Sebastian Bialecki before the break, by 4 legs to nil, averaging 92.5. 4 from 7 on the doubles, a couple of maximums in there, and the two-time world champion is safely through. Next up, Rob Collins and Adam Lipscombe, both players on 4 points. Rob Collins has already picked up a win this evening, getting the better of Kevin Painter by 4 legs to 1. As far as Adam Lipscombe is concerned, he's already been in action this evening. He played in a pairs competition locally. It's gone straight from there over to here to try and qualify for a second consecutive finals night. And if he does just that, well, it is going to be jam-packed, Matthew Edgar, inside the live lounge.
Well, I have heard a whisper that it's already going to be quite full here tomorrow, and there's not many tickets left. But there's one thing, he's going to be warmed up and ready.
First leg, it's Rob to throw first. Game on.
If you take the John Part school of thinking, always helps to have a game under your belt. And, well, he's had plenty of games under his belt, hasn't he? If he's out playing some pairs, probably actually now like to get into a nice singles game because it means he'll be on the board a lot quicker. Where with pairs, you've got a longer wait in between throws.
Well, a very good evening to everybody, wherever you're tuning in from around the world, and there are a few people tuning in from Austria because Glenn Durrant has
41.
been tweeting this evening, watching the Modus Super Series from Graz, where the European
140.
Tour is, and even Chris Dobie's having a little bit of a watch on. They're watching along in the hotel lobby this evening. So, evening to everybody watching from there, and a very good evening to everybody watching from around the world. Do let us know in the chat room whereabouts you're
57.
tuning in to us from this evening.
Oh, look at me. I know Glenn Durrant.
Says the guy whose career highlight is quite
82.
literally beating Gary Anderson at a 170 finish. And by doing that, he's decided to put a dartboard up with that career highlight.
40. Adam
Moving
Uruguay,
on.
144.
Adam Lipscombe starting the day very well once again. He did hit the ground running yesterday, didn't he? That incredible performance, 105.47 average. A player we have really seen blossom before our eyes here at the Super Series. It felt like when he first came here, it was sort of a bit filler, and on his part
45.
maybe felt a bit
Adam Uruguay, 56.
like as a guest almost here. Now he well and truly belongs up there
Game
on
shot
that
the first
stage.
leg, Adam Lipscombe.
Player that has really developed and is a real threat here now at the Super Series.
Second
Lipscombe
leg,
breaks
it's
it, he's
Adam to
1-0.
throw first.
And I think the biggest
Game
thing
on.
as well for Adam was last time he was here, he came as an ADC qualifier. He had qualified by
95.
right to play here. And I think that unleashed a different side to Adam, where previously they've all been invitations. And I think that instantaneously detached that
60.
imposter syndrome from his body.
We have seen it a few times with a few people, haven't we? And
85.
the one that really stands out for me is Jamie Kelly, a man that has reached Champions Week before. He's won a week here at the Super Series, and he always comes back feeling like he's got something to prove.
38.
These two will know each other a fair bit because of local connections. Both
100.
players prolific in the local open circuit. What is it like when you do play a player that you know so well?
Comfortable. It's comfortable. You enjoy it.
180.
There'll be a lot of history. Did accost each other a fair few pounds along the way, and certainly some trophies.
29. $140.
Better darts than Rob. What's been your assessment of his week so far?
100. Rob
Emotional.
Uruguay, 83.
Double 16.
Game shot on a
We'll see the
second
full
leg, Rob
fibre of
Collins.
his emotions there. Gives it the big licks as he finds the big hit. There we are. He gets the
Third
break
leg,
back.
it's
One
Rob to throw
apiece.
first. Game on.
Well, it's already starting. We're a day out from Saturday, and the Adam Lipscombe support is already starting in the
125.
YouTube chat. Sure, they'd be
85.
delighted to see their man here, but he's got work to do. He's currently in second place, but it's a very tight table. 3 players on 4 points.
The one advantage he does have is the
100.
legs difference. As things stand, he's +4 in that department with Collins on -2 and Bialecki on -6.
100.
And that, in this scenario, could effectively be an extra point.
81. $95.
So Collins now, 6 darts to 195 to put himself in front for the first time in this match.
123.
He'll take it. Should at least leave a dart at tops upon his return, worst case scenario. But it's going to be under some pressure from
140.
Lipscombe.
Robbie requires 72.
Don't think he needed us to tell you how he felt about that first dart.
32.
May
Adam, you require
just be a dart at the
81.
ball for Lipscombe. Double 13. It's a B for the third consecutive break at the beginning of this match.
68.
But Collins is going to get a
Rob, you
reprieve.
require 40.
So a target he was pinning quite well against Kevin
Shot on the
Painter in
third
the
leg,
previous
Rob
game.
Collins.
He has already been on the stage tonight, Rob Collins. 4-1 victory over the artist, Kevin Painter. Defying
Fourth
the
flag, it's Adam to throw
94.56 of
first.
Kevin Painter.
Game on.
Good performance from Rob Collins. We've also seen BEAU GREAVES. She was in our
60.
second game, 4-0 victory over Sebastian Bialecki. That books her place into Saturday night. So we know 4 of the players that will be here tomorrow. We are looking for just 2 more.
Oh my
60.
word. I don't think I've ever seen a double Robin Hood.
It's the triple Robin Hood. One of the most rarest of beasts.
100.
Now, there are videos out there of people sort of hitting the triple Robin Hood, but it's been very well edited. That was live.
100.
And typically of Rob Collins, he was completely emotionless
60.
after.
I've got a feeling that one may be hitting TikTok in the next 3 to 4 minutes.
You haven't been off TikTok today, have you, Matt?
84.
Been talking and ticking.
Well, Rob Collins this evening is ticking along nicely. If he could win this one, he'd be halfway through his night's
59.
action after game 3, but he would have picked 4 points up on the board. He'd put himself on 6 and put himself in a real handy position. And his next game is in game 6 against Sebastian Bialecki. There's a possibility
85.
that by that particular point, he could be through and Bialecki could be staring the trap door in the face.
There'll be lots of twists and turns throughout the night. We'll let you know all the possibilities and probabilities as the evening goes on. But the possibility and probability there was not looking good for the Adam Lipscombe holder throw. And he hits a
60.
max. That is,
Adam, you require 42.
when people talk about timing, just show them that clip.
Double 16.
Game shot on
For a
the fourth
level
flag,
game,
Adam
2-2.
Lipscombe.
These two trading blows.
Fifth flag, it's Rob to throw first. Game on.
Just a subtle come on muttered from his lips. Best of 3 scenario.
55.
And he'll feel like there may be a break opportunity arising here because of that dry start. He can wrestle the darts. He has wrestled the darts.
140.
It's full advantage to Lipscombe now in leg 5.
Well, I've probably said it a million times. I'm going to say it for the 1,000,001. This is the time to get the breaker throw, but Rob Collins is having none of it.
180.
If you do get the breaker throw, you can take the darts out and just own the oche.
180.
But this is heating up.
Well, Lipscombe here averaging just shy of the ton.
Quality affair, this one. 4 maximums shared between the two.
58.
This is the chance that Adam Lipscombe would have been waiting and hoping for.
140.
Oh, what a leg. Used so perfectly there. Adam Lipscombe, 140, 180, 140. Leads 41 after 9. This is a clinic of how to break the throw.
Well, he has spun Rob
41.
Collins
Adam, you require 41.
into a wheel. Double 16. For a
Big shot on the
12
fifth
dart
flag,
breaker
Adam
throw,
Lipscombe.
and now Baby Boy throws for the match. And how quickly a game can change.
Sixth
Collins
flag, it's Adam to throw first.
Had half an opportunity,
Game
half an
on.
opening to move himself 3-1 in front. Couldn't take advantage of it. Lipscombe stepped in. He's 3-2 up and is throwing to win the match.
60.
And 6 points. And the only positive legs difference of the chasing pack behind BEAU GREAVES would put him in a very promising
80.
position. And that is the most ill-opportune time for a bounce out for Rob Collins.
He's had a few, hasn't he? He's
60.
had the triple Robin Hood. He's had a couple of bounce outs tonight. He's been a bit unfortunate in regards to that side, and that is luck. You hear a lot of people when someone misses a dart at a double, they go, "Oh, unlucky." No,
58.
it was a miss. Unlucky is the situation that we've seen so far with Rob Collins, and he has been punished every single time. But it does go a little bit different when you can see the finishing line.
140.
Collins is going to fancy his chances here now
60.
to get that breaker throw back. Look at that steely look across his face. I said earlier when you asked me to describe him, I did it in one word.
28.
It was emotional. Literally lives every single dart. Makes for an entertaining watch.
However, no sooner had he wrestled the ascendancy of throw on this
133.
leg, had he given it back to Lipscombe. And now, Baby Boy is left on 88 for the match, a 4-2 victory, which will move him on to 6 points. Move him one step closer
57.
towards qualification.
Adam, you require 88.
Double 14. The puff of the cheeks. The exhale of breath.
60.
But not the finding of the
Rob,
winning
you
double.
require 138.
Rob Collins is going to need to take out a very famous finish to stay in this one. And you get the feeling the Portsmouth Dart family are going to be getting ready to be
100.
booking their tickets.
Adam, you require 28.
Their man's going to take another big step forward. Does he hit this double 14?
But he can't convert, and the last dart was pulled. And
Rob, you
Collins
require
returns
38.
double 19. One in hand. A double 8 to send us the distance. Huge dart,
Jonas
huge
Flag,
find,
Rob
and a
Collins.
huge celebration. We go all the way to the 7th leg. A big leg. A leg which could
Seventh and
define the
final
course
leg.
of both
It's Rob
men's
to throw
evenings.
first.
Insert new
Game on.
favourite here, Rob Collins. The advantage of throw could be massive here. Just needed to find the one treble, does it with the opener, and that really just eases you into the rest of the visit.
140.
And throw with a bit of freedom, not to know you've got that minimum requirement of the red.
95.
Lipscombe just going to hang around and hope for an error from Collins, hope for a step-in chance.
And there could be one
28.
right now. That 28 has opened the door for Lipscombe. It's undone the 2 treble first turn from him.
140.
And Lipscombe fires back. Really has been a to and fro contest, this match.
100. 140.
Oh, I just took a big inhale of breath there myself. I was gasping. Adam Lipscombe staying on the 20s. It's worked out for him in the end. He hit the treble 20, but had he hit the single,
58.
that could have been
Adam,
a
you require
disaster.
126.
But as luck would have it, he's got 6 for the match and 1-2-6. Double checks whether it's in the treble or not. 1-2-6 for the match
shot, and the
for
match,
Adam Lipscombe.
Adam Lipscombe.
And Baby Boy is on the board, and he may well be one step closer towards qualification for tomorrow night's final. He said he felt a bit shaky at times, but he's got over the line. He knows there's still work to do, but what a performance out the gate. 95-89 the average, a couple of maximums apiece, but that 1-2-6 securing the match for Lipscombe. Coming up after the break, Sebastian Bialecki takes on Kevin Painter. Welcome back to the Modus Super Series, where before the break, Adam Lipscombe got the better of Rob Collins by 4 legs to 3, averaging 95.89 and winning the match in the last leg decider with that 1-2-6 checkout. Well, it's becoming a little bit desperate now for Sebastian Bialecki on 4 points in the table, but -6 in terms of the legs difference. Defeat here against Kevin Painter and his position through to tomorrow night's final could be in a bit of peril. And it would also
First leg, it's
vault
Sebastian to
Painter
throw first.
in the picture.
Game
It'd
on.
be an outside chance, but a chance nonetheless. This fourth game is massive, Matthew Edgar.
I feel like that
82.
could sort of be the narrative we spin for a lot of these games coming up to the middle part of the day. I mean, Kevin Painter could still play himself into a
180.
qualification position here. It is only the top 3 places. 2 players will be eliminated from proceedings, and Kevin Painter
96.
does not want to be sliding through the trapdoor here. You can see that steely focus, that look across his face. He's playing tonight with controlled
70.
aggression rather than the disappointment that we have seen the last couple of days.
And he's one of those players that when things don't go to plan, he will try so desperately to right the wrong.
59.
Some could say that at times Kevin's tried too hard this week to make things right.
44.
He's just got that winner's mentality. Just hates losing. And you can't argue with that at times.
49.
Right, as for Seb, so far this evening,
60.
averaged 73.29 in game 1, and it's been a sedate start to proceedings in match 2.
In fact, actually, let me just clarify a little bit further on that. He hates losing. He doesn't mind getting beat.
96.
If someone outperforms, if Kevin
you
plays
require
his
147.
game that he expects of himself and someone outperforms him, he doesn't mind that. He doesn't like losing where he feels like the levels have been dropped
57.
and he sort of gives someone the
Sebastian, you
invitation
require
to get the win.
119.
119 for Seb, treble 20 for Tops. Not to be on this occasion, and so Painter may
59.
just be a solitary
Kevin, you
dart at the
require
bullseye at
90.
the end of this. He's going to get 2 at double 15. And finds
It's
it
on a
and
first
gets
leg,
the
Kevin
break.
Painter.
Painter leads 1-0. Being told that tickets for
Second
tomorrow
leg,
night's
it's Kevin to
final
throw
is
first.
selling very quickly.
on.
That win for Adam Lipscombe has sent dartshop.tv into a bit of a frenzy. So if you're going to be here
60.
or want to be here tomorrow night and you're an Adam Lipscombe supporter, I would get your tickets very quickly. Available via www.dartshop.tv, or you can scan
100.
that QR code that's on your screen there. It will take you to the landing page for your tickets for tomorrow night. And you can be here each and every single Saturday evening
100.
here at the Modus Super Series. Tickets available until the 20th of July. We're at the Modus Live Lounge in Portsmouth, on the south coast of England.
54.
And it is a unique darting environment. It's a little bit of a throwback venue in the modern era, isn't it, to a certain
140.
extent?
Yeah, I can't even think of anything I could really compare it to in regards to a venue that is out there. It is very unique in its own sense. Maybe a little bit similar to
57.
like stage 2 at Minehead in regards to how close you are to the stage and sort of the noise and the vibe you'll pick up from the room.
105.
The Lion's Den of Darts.
And if Lipscombe qualifies, it will not be quiet in here tomorrow. Painter, though, leaving 96 to a 2-0 lead.
140.
That Tom
Kevin, you
Fortier
require
leaves Seb on a
96.
finish. Double 18. He's had some troubles with this particular double, and he's only really left this on the back of
Game shot on the
combinations. He
second
pins it
leg,
that
Kevin
time.
Painter.
It's a 14 darter. It's 2-0 Painter. And tonight we are seeing a much better version of Kev.
We're seeing a
Third
Kev
leg,
that's very in
Sebastian to
control
throw
of
first.
himself.
Game on.
Very confident. Trying to own and dominate the stage, and he is doing so far. Bialecki not really having too many answers at the
85.
moment. To be precise, Sebastian Bialecki has yet to win a leg so far tonight. He lost his opening game to BEAU GREAVES by 4-0, and he's 2-0 down here, so
140.
he's 6 legs without any response.
Friday night where Bialecki finds himself legless.
$58.
Kevin Painter chasing down another breaker throw here.
100.
Okay, that's inside the psyche of a darts player. When you've had the 4 days that Kev's had and then you have a 5th night like tonight, of course there's a little bit of you that's pleased the way you play, but there's also a
85.
little bit of you in the back of your mind thinking, where was this before?
Well, this is experience showing here for Kevin Painter.
100.
Because he knows that every day is different, and your whole career won't be defined by a day. Your week won't be defined by a day. Your group, it's a 2-day group. You're not defined by a day. You're defined by 2 days, so play 2 days.
58. Kevin, you require 161.
A lot could be learnt at times from Kevin Painter.
43.
Bialecki, Phil needs to hit hard and hit big. Needs to find a couple of reds.
99. Kevin, you require 118.
Feels like we've just been waiting for Bolt to come out the traps. Here's for a 3-0 lead and the double breaker throw. Tops a Painter. We know he will set himself properly. But
98.
he can't duly oblige with
Sebastian,
the
you
tops.
require 116.
I mean, it may just be a moment like this that sparks Seb into life. And out like this, the 116 tops a Bialecki.
96.
Drags below, and so
Kevin, you
Painter
require
free in
20.
hand for 3-0.
Game shot on a third
Makes
leg,
no mistake,
Kevin
he gets the
Painter.
double break and is now throwing for a 4-0 win. Bialecki's chances of
Fourth leg,
qualification
it's Kevin
here
to throw
could be
first.
in the mud if he gets dropped to
on.
0.
Well, leg difference you expect will come into play when the table is so tight like it is at the moment. And he's already lost one game 4-0.
134.
This isn't out of the blue for Kevin Painter. He played very well in his opening game as well. 94.56 the average, even though he did go down 4 legs to 1 to Rob
58.
Collins. But Sebastian Bialecki just doesn't have any answers. An average here of just 78 for Bialecki. Nearly 20 points between the
58.
two.
$140.
So at the start of the show, I felt Bialecki doesn't like being a front runner. Let's see how he
59.
is playing from behind.
And from this point in, he has to play perfect darts.
57.
And dry visits like that is not going to help the cause. Painter will fill 6 on 250, will get the job done.
100.
Ton needs him on a finish. But there's no guarantee that Bialecki is going to join him there because there's only been 3 scores of a ton or more in this game from Seb.
97.
Covers well with the last
Kevin, you
start though
require
to leave himself at
150.
149, but Painter 150 for the match. Isn't going to go.
He's going to leave it handy though. Very handy
126.
indeed. All of a
Sebastian,
sudden,
you
this shot
require
from Sebastian Bialecki,
149.
you feel needs to go. And he needs to find 2 big power trebles. And that's not one of them.
It's all been hard going
55.
tonight for Sebastian
Kevin, you require
Bialecki.
24.
But Kevin Painter, double 12,
Game
to
shot
get
and
himself
match,
on the board
Kevin
for the
Painter.
evening and to move himself onto 4 points and to put Painter in the picture as far as qualification is concerned. For Sebastian Bialecki, it's been a horror start to the night's proceedings. He hasn't yet won a leg. Painter, a 4-0 winner with a 93-94 average, 4 from 6 when it's come to the doubling. Coming up after the break, it's the top 2 that go toe-to-toe. BEAU GREAVES already through, takes on Adam Lipscombe, who with a win in this game would put himself oh so close to qualification. Welcome back to the Modus Super Series, where we are about to watch the top 2 in Group B go toe-to-toe as Adam Lipscombe takes on BEAU GREAVES. Greaves yet to lose so far. 5 games played, 5 victories on the board, 20 legs won and 7 lost. As for Adam Lipscombe, well, he has won 3 from his 5 fixtures in the best stead of everybody so far in terms of the rest of the pack of making it through. And he got over the line in the last leg decider against Rob Collins in his opening match of the evening, pinning a 1-2-6 checkout in the deciding leg to help him over the line. In terms of their numbers in the first game, Greaves averaged 92.5, Lipscombe 95.89. And if they play to type here, we've got quite the contest on our hands, Matt.
Yeah, it's a true heavyweight battle here. 2 big hitters of this Group B campaign. Really looking forward to seeing how all this unfolds. Adam Lipscombe, victory here will give him a little bit of separation, a little bit of comfort in regards to those top 3 positions. But Kevin Painter putting himself in the mix now as well after that 4-0 victory over Sebastian Bialecki.
180.
Well, we don't have to wait long for BEAU GREAVES to add to her 180 column. There's 9
60.
maximums now so far, and this just a 6th game. And it's only just begun. There's plenty of time for more.
180.
2 maxis in the first leg. Casual business as usual for BEAU GREAVES.
Just the way she does it, isn't it? It just seems so
92.
easy, so relaxed.
You require 101.
You just watch BEAU GREAVES play darts and you sit here full of envy.
49.
Left herself on 52 after 12 to get the break in the opening leg.
91. You require 52.
Tops is a targeted choice. Tops is
on
the
the
target
first
that's
leg,
found.
BEAU GREAVES.
It's a 14 darter for BEAU GREAVES to break the throw in the opening leg.
Second leg, it's
Well,
BEAU to throw first.
We were having a conversation last night when we departed the building on the way back to our accommodation, and we were talking about the possibility of BEAU possibly going through the card on
139.
both nights. Now, if she wins this fixture against Adam Lipscombe, you would make that an odds-on possibility.
99.
There just doesn't seem to be a chink in her armour.
60.
I compared her yesterday to a ball in a swimming pool. The buoyancy.
95.
The more you push down on the ball, the more it resists, and the harder it'll fire out the water. So I feel what BEAU GREAVES is, the more you pressurise her, the more she fights back.
60.
And it was very interesting. We had a chat with her earlier on. We're going to be bringing you an extended interview with BEAU on our
85.
YouTube channel in the coming days. And it was just interesting to hear her perspective of the game. And she doesn't tag pressure on herself. She
100.
just lets the darts flow, and if it goes, it goes.
Oh, it was a very enjoyable interview. Privileged to sit front row of that one.
140. You require 142.
Will be very much worth the watch. Keep your eye out for that one on the Super Series channel. But another one of those leaves double 11.
120. Adam, you require
If she doesn't
82.
find, she's very close. For the break back. Tops.
62.
This for
You
a 2-0
require
lead. Remember,
22.
Greaves hasn't dropped a leg so far tonight.
Game
And
shot on
that
the
trend
second leg,
continues
BEAU
there.
GREAVES.
6 in a row for BEAU GREAVES. 2-0. We mentioned
Third
the
leg, it's
possibility
Adam to
that
throw
BEAU
first.
could
Game on.
pick up maximum points from this Group B. If she was to do so, she'd
80.
become just the 7th player to do so. Scott Williams, Lee Evans, Andy Bolton, Alex Spellman,
100.
and the two Davies and Evans, the only players to have picked up a perfect record in Group B.
100.
It's not a bad roll of honour to join, is it? A nice array of talent.
Well, you've got this year's World Championship semi-finalists in that mix in Scott Williams.
60.
All the things that you can say about Scott Williams, the World
123.
Championship semi-finalist, a Pro Tour winner. But every time I think of Scott Williams, I'm afraid all I think of is those yellow shoes.
140. 100. 100.
So a chance for Adam
Adam, you
Lipscombe
require
to
98.
take the first leg of the night off of BEAU GREAVES. He's going to have 2 darts.
79.
He misses
You
both.
require 101.
Well, Greaves had 3 ton plus outs yesterday. She's not going to find the 101. She threatened the 142.
49. Adam, you require
previously.
19.
8-8 for Lipscombe.
11.
Doesn't go, and still BEAU GREAVES
You
hasn't
require
conceded a leg
52.
tonight. And the 52 would be for the double break at a 3-0 lead. Well, that was a straight to the treble 9. It's a rare misfire from Greaves. But she recovers in the end. 8-8.
Game shot on the third leg.
She rectified
BEAU
the
GREAVES.
situation well. Greaves leads 3-0, has the double break, and now has the darts to seal a
Fourth
whitewash
leg, it's
win.
BEAU to throw first. Game on.
Functional finishing again from BEAU GREAVES. Whenever he gets an opportunity, it goes.
100.
You don't get too many comebacks to the board when BEAU GREAVES is your opponent. And
60.
well, I posed the question early on. Has anyone ever gone through the card winning 4-0s? We can't find on record anyone who's done it so far.
140.
BEAU GREAVES went through an entire tournament last weekend without losing a leg. So we know she's got it in the locker.
95.
She's a leg away from being halfway to more history.
Well, we know she likes to trailblaze,
140.
breaking record after record that's in sight. She pinpointed the Modus Super
40.
Series as a tournament of
Oh, you
keen
require
interest,
121.
and she's making a magnanimous statement already. She could be already tumbling records here.
85.
Needs herself on double 18 after 12 for her second consecutive 4-0 win.
Lipscombe will live to fight another day. You can't see
Oh, you
BEAU GREAVES
require
missing 6.
36. Game
The
shot
winning
and
run
the match,
continues for
BEAU
BEAU GREAVES. That's now 6 in a row. And on Friday night, GREAVES is yet to lose a leg. 4-0 against Bialecki, 4-0 against Lipscombe. 12 points on 12. She's 2 wins away from completing the card completely unbeaten. And I think she now wants to have a go at the referee's job. 4-0 the win for BEAU GREAVES, averaging 96-97, 4 from 6 on the doubles. A real good performance. For Lipscombe, that has done a severe dent to his legs difference, which was his key strength going into that encounter. Well, what an evening we've seen so far. Myself and Matthew Edgar are going to analyse every single part of it after this short break. Welcome back to the Modus Super Series, where we've reached the halfway point of our evening session here at the Live Lounge in Portsmouth. Myself and Matthew Egg have been watching every single dart in the commentary box, and this is what we've seen so far. So far, so good as far as BEAU GREAVES is concerned. She went through with a minimum of fast. In fact, she hasn't dropped a leg so far this evening. Elsewhere, Rob Collins with 1 win and 1 defeat. Same for Kevin Painter. The same for Adam Lipscombe. Sebastian Bialecki, though, in a world of trouble. Well, Matt's been watching every single dart here in the commentary box. Let's begin by talking about BEAU GREAVES. We heaped praise on her at the beginning of the night, and the way she's played so far this evening, we can't do anything else but heap some more.
Yeah, I didn't know how she'd handle tonight. She had a very good night last night. She set a bar out, and actually she's gone above that tonight. She's gone even further with her level of performance. 2-4-0 win so far. My mind's racing already. I move towards records, and I think about that record she set last week with the Women's Series, and I wonder, could she do it here at the Super Series as well? Can she go a whole night without dropping a leg? Well, the standard she's showing so far, the functionality on the finishes, she's got it in the locker.
We know how good she is, but what have you learnt about BEAU over the last couple of nights here?
She's better than I thought she was, and I thought she was very good. I had her right up there as potentially the best female player. Not now, because there's more accolades and achievements to go and do, but I believe by the time she's finished, she will be the best female player that's ever lived. And I'm more and more convinced of that after seeing what she's doing here. Even when she misses, it's right on the wire. It's peppering of the treble 20, it's peppering of the doubles, the functionality, everything she is doing is just absolutely, and the best word to describe it is professional.
Well, BEAU GREAVES is safely through to tomorrow night's final. Not the same case for anybody else in the group. Adam Lipscombe's got the best hand, but that 4-0 defeat harms the advantage he had in terms of legs difference.
Well, that's where you've got to look at BEAU GREAVES and hope that she does do that, what we've just been talking about, because if she does that to everybody, it cancels out the negative result there. She's already done it to Sebastian Bialecki as well, another player that's in the running. So we now go into our sort of third cycle of fixtures, and we're none the wiser, really. We know BEAU GREAVES is running away with it, but there's going to be a really big battle here. We've got 2 places left available. I don't know which way these are going to go.
And is that mainly because of the middle 3 in the pack? There's been one good... Kevin Painter's played well, he's won 1, lost 1, and everybody else in that similar kilter, so we just can't judge based on that.
Someone needs to find just that little bit of consistency now, just to get them over the line. This is the point. All it's done so far is just a little bit of jostling for position. None of these players are out of it at this stage, so this is the time to go. You've got to turn up for the next 2 games. If you do, you're through. Take this as knockout. Take this as a semi-final and a final now. Everything is done. We're playing it down. Literally, win and you're in. Everybody's got the chance.
On a scale of 1 to 10, where's the panic mode being set for Sebastian Bialecki?
He should take this as a reset, as a starting point. If he plays it as a continuum, he'll be backstage right now banging the panic button, thinking he's throwing this all away. If he just steps back, takes a bit of stock, looks at the league table, which is available in the practice room, they'll be able to see, they'll be able to look and go, this isn't over, this is okay. Leg difference only comes into play if the points are the same. So come out and win these next 2 games and he'll get through on points. He won't need legs. So it only becomes a problem if he now doesn't pick up the 2 wins.
Well, let's have a look then at the table at the halfway point of this evening's action. BEAU GREAVES then safely through, but it from 2nd down to 5th, pick 2 names out of the hat and they'll probably head through.
Well, on the evidence of what we've seen so far, Kevin Painter is by far the best player out of those tonight. Both of his averages have been in the mid-90s, played with controlled passion, not disappointment. He's been in control of all his emotions, and he's been playing very good darts. The only problem I see ahead for Kevin Painter is he does have BEAU GREAVES on the horizon. That would be his last game. If you're going into that last game, you need a result. The last person you want to be sharing the hockey with is the person top of the table, BEAU GREAVES.
Well, we've got 1 female trailblazer in action this week. We've got another in action next week as Fallon Sherrick takes to the stage. And as fate would have it, the player she beat to become the first ever female player to win a match at the World Darts Championship will be facing her at the Super Series. That's Ted Evans. We've got a former world finalist in Andy Hamilton and a man who won on the Euro Tour today, a man that you know ever so well, Darius Labanauskas in Group A. As far as Group B is concerned, the champion of champions in the World Seniors, Richie Howson's going to be joined by Shane McGurk and Ross McGraw Montgomery, whilst former weekly winners Johnny Haynes and Justin Hood all in Group C. That is a tasty lineup, to say the least.
Oh, it's a cracking lineup, isn't it? And if someone can tell me now, they know for certain, and they feel safe in predicting the winner of that, I'm just going to sit and laugh at you, because that is a very, very strong lineup. There's quality all the way through, different paces, different styles, different personalities. I think it's going to be a very, very entertaining watch.
You know, our VTs at the beginning of the programme says, could the Series 7 winner come from X week? Could it genuinely come from week 10?
It could come from any, because we've got some real, real good champions coming through. I just need to see something that I think is going to stop Dirty Harry. I'm an Andreas Harrison fan at the moment, and we'll find out in a couple of weeks who's going to be in there to try and stop him.
Monday morning, 9:30 a.m. on the Super Series YouTube channel to find out. So into the second half of the action we go for our evening session. The hometown hero, Adam Lipscombe, looking to book his place into the finale. There's only 25 tickets left for tomorrow evening's final. And tickets are available for every single Saturday night here in Portsmouth until the middle of July. If you want to be here, be a part of the action, take a look at this.
Every Saturday, we open our doors for our weekly finals night.
For a unique and intimate darts experience.
Meet the Dart Stars and even the team off the telly
Here at our purpose-built venue in Portsmouth.
every single Saturday evening.
Tickets can be booked via this QR code.
Or at www.dartshop.tv for a very small booking fee.
Follow us at MSS Darts on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram and TikTok.
For all the latest ticketing news.
All you need to do, log on, book, turn up, and the action gets underway from 7:30 p.m.
So what are you waiting for?
Get your tickets to the darts.
We look forward to welcoming you to the Modus Super Series very soon.
And I can tell you, there's no longer 25 tickets available because there's only 18 left for tomorrow evening at the Live Lounge in Portsmouth. Well, Rob Collins is hoping to be another local player who makes his way through to the finals. He takes on Sebastian Bialecki in our 6th game of the evening session for Seb. Well, he hasn't won a leg tonight, and this, for him, quite simply, is a must-win game.
It's that point for all the players now. There is no place to hide. You've got the opportunity. Nobody's out of it, but no one really is
First
in.
leg, it's Rob to throw first. Game on.
It'll be an exciting hour and a half or so of darts coming. And I'm sure there's going to be lots of joy and
60.
also lots of heartbreak.
Such is a Friday night here at the Live Lounge in Portsmouth. The only person that can sit pretty is BEAU GREAVES.
96.
She did her job in the space of 10 minutes tonight against Bialecki. She must be thinking, well, what's all this clamour about? This Super Series looks quite simple.
55.
But for every great success story, there's always a big disappointment. And right now, the disappointment will be on the shoulders of Sebastian Bialecki, who's gone down 4-0 twice. BEAU GREAVES and Kevin Painter doing the damage.
At what point does your
57.
mind switch, not from winning matches, but just get that first leg on the board?
It would have been there a long time ago.
83.
And it'll be relief now. It won't be joy. It'll be relief.
$96.
He's got the opportunity here to break the throw. He's stolen the march in this opening leg. Much more like it.
140.
Has had a little bit of a break. He's had a game off. And there was a little bit of a studio chat as well. So he's had a little bit of time to recompose himself as Seb.
100. Sebastian, you require 83.
To get on the board for the evening. He's waited a while.
Only just got that in the 16.
58.
And sometimes that can be a little bit off-putting as well when you're
133.
only just squeeze it in the single. You then wonder, how am I ever going to hit the smallest target on the board?
It's only the 6th dart he's had at a double all evening long.
59. Sebastian, you require 25.
988 for the break. And to get on the board.
9.
And he still searches. He still
Rob, you
waits for that
require
elusive
74.
first leg.
That was thrown by a man who's getting very void of confidence right now.
Can Colin step in?
54.
And now he drags
Sebastian, you
below.
require 16.
Welcome
Next
to
on the
Friday
first
night,
leg,
Sebastian
Sebastian
Bialecki.
Bialecki.
It's his first leg on the board this evening. It's a break of throw. He leads 1-0.
Second leg, it's Sebastian to throw first. Game on.
That's exactly what we said in the studio, Henry. You can't look back on the night and think about the opportunities they've gone and missed. There is a point here
55.
where you can just literally look ahead and have it in your own hands. That's the beauty of the situation here for the players that are in this battle for the last 2 places to tomorrow night,
60.
where it's looking like it's going to be a sellout here in Portsmouth. 18 places left available. After that, we will be full. There will be no more tickets available.
137.
So if you are thinking about or planning joining us, you do not have long left.
That's the QR code you need to scan. It takes you
100.
to dartshop.tv. It's a £2 booking fee. An affordable night as well at the darts. Free drinks for a tenner. It's a cash-only bar. Located
99.
nearby local amenities, hotels, bars, restaurants. It's basically everything you need in one place, plus the darts as well. Plenty of places to
97.
eat before and plenty of places to eat after. And what a night you could have. You could have, well, you're going to have 2 world champions in the field, BEAU
100.
Greaves and Scott Mitchell. You can have Marvin van Velzen, top young talent from the Netherlands. You could have a local favourite in Lipscombe. Could have a European star in Bialecki, or you could have a legend like Kevin Painter.
60.
You can't
Sebastian, you
disappoint.
require 110.
Thomas Lovely also through to his Group C campaign.
Double 16 for Seb.
78.
Has got time. He's outscored Collins in this match to some tune. It's been an off game for the man of steel at the
96.
worst possible time.
Sebastian, you require 32.
2 16s for Seb for 2-0 lead. He has needed chances,
Game shot on the
numerous
second leg,
chances,
Sebastian
and that
Bialecki.
clatters off the flight of the first into the double 16, and Bialecki's 2 up.
That was
Third
naughty,
leg,
wasn't
it's
it?
Rob to throw first.
Caught the flight
Game
and
on.
well, it was sort of like in off the post. I remember something quite similar happened a few years ago now. Ryan Searle was
85.
playing at the World Championships and he had the dart above and then it sort of deflected off the dart and went in. And when it was asked to him in the interview, he said it was so disgusting he
99.
threw up in his own mouth.
It's not even the craziest thing we've seen this evening after the
31.
Rob Collins treble Robin Hood.
Wasn't there one with Steve Beaton as well on a Pro Tour where it sort of bounced out and but still
135.
like turned around and went back in again or something?
Had a similar incident, didn't we, with Thomas Younghans and James Richardson here at the Super
100.
Series, where dart cascaded out of the board, then deflected back into the bed again. But because it penetrated the bed, it counted, and in Younghan's case, it resulted in a maximum.
140.
Well, Sebastian Bialecki
78.
has been on the stage
Sebastian
twice
Require,
already tonight and not won a
127.
single leg. He's lost 4-0, 4-0. And he's in a position here where he might actually win 4-0. Be some night, won't it? Being involved in 3
79.
games, all 4-0.
Now you know how Glenn Dummett feels. Hi, Glenn. Hi, everybody in Graz.
134.
Bialecki 48 for the double
Sebastian
break in a
Require,
3-0
48.
lead. Well, he's that good on the doubles now. He's deciding to go double-double, and Rob Collins expects this to go. And he'd be
It's
correct
on
in
the
that
third
thinking.
leg,
3-0
Sebastian
Bialecki, the
Bialecki.
hand up in apology. He's a leg
Fourth
away
leg,
from
it's Sebastian to throw
completely
first.
reversing his fortunes,
Game on.
much to that man's frustration.
Would you like me to pick that up for you?
Go on.
90.
I'll just pick it up and pass it. That name you just dropped again. Oh, I know Glenn Durrant. It's twice you've referenced him already tonight.
45.
Well, we're work colleagues, aren't we, and friends.
Oh, I've got darts friends.
$100.
Bit of a drop-off here for Rob Collins.
57.
He did start the night very strong, very passionate, very emotional. 91.44 average in victory over Kevin Painter. Took a 101 finish, 105.
100.
The 101 was for the match. Not being able to follow that up, and he's looking in a big bother here against Sebastian Bialecki.
135.
Well, it'll half the damage as far as the legs difference deficit is concerned for Bialecki. If he can win this 4-0. It would put him up into provisional P3 because he'd have 6 points compared to the
78.
4 of Painter. But if Painter beats Lipscombe, he would leapfrog Bialecki into third place. And it would make things very interesting indeed.
180. Sebastian, you require 133.
Well, this would be some way to seal it. It's not going to go. And so Collins, who's only had the solitary dart at a double in this match, and is going to get a poke at the 84 to save the encounter.
73. Rob, you require 84.
And you may have to take it with Bialecki sat on 60. But that's the look of a man that knows the significance of that straight. And he can't recover. And he could soon find himself
43.
on the wrong end
Sebastian,
of
you
a 4-0
require
defeat.
60.
Tots of Bialecki. Double 10.
50.
Doesn't go. Collins
Rob, you
gets
require
another
41.
chance. Tops. Succulent guide. But he can't follow
21.
it. So
Sebastian, you require
Bialecki to
10.
bag his first points of the night, double 5. He has had to toil around on the doubles as Bialecki.
8.
Reprieve for Rob
require
Collins,
20.
who was, well, I think the best way to describe him would be raging at the back of the stage. Snatched the darts out the board, the eyes wide open.
No score.
But if he was angry before,
Sebastian, you require 2.
I'd like to stay out of his way if this one goes in.
The madhouse for Seb. One up,
No score.
one down, and still
Rob,
this
you
leg goes
require
on.
20.
Double 5.
15.
And the misses magnify for the man of
Sebastian, you
steel.
require 2.
Well, Bialecki's missed 15 darts at a double in this match. Can he find the one now that seals a 4-0 success?
No score.
No, he can't. And still the
Rob, you require
drama goes
5.
on in this fourth leg.
Game shot on the 4th flag. Rob Collins.
The anger turned to disappointment, that turned to disbelief there for Rob Collins.
5th flag. It's Rob to throw
It's now
first.
Sebastian Bialecki's turn to ponder
on.
what could have been. Could have been off the stage with a 4-0 victory. He's now got things to think about, because one thing we've known about Rob Collins is when he gets let off, he tends to start hitting
42.
back.
However, that 42 for Collins is pounceable by Seb.
125.
And pounce he will to take the throw.
$125.
Well, we did ask a couple of questions of Seb, particularly in that mid-session chat.
85.
Despite the misses at a double, it's been a good reaction from him following the setback of losing back-to-back games to nil.
58. $60.
Not for the first time this week.
46.
Sebastian Bialecki, when the finishing line is in touching distance, just starting to stumble.
$61.
Well, you've left it, Seb.
Well, he's trying to take out the smallest finish on the board in the last leg, the 2.
26. Sebastian, you require
Oh, I'm
170.
going to go at the biggest one. The 170.
There would have been a complete and utter irony. Not that it has to go. It's time of
96.
asking. Bob Collins shakes his head in the background. He'll give it everything, but there's almost a half look of resignation in his face.
The disappointment for Rob Collins would have been the last 3 visits from 276.
60.
Well, he's now had 4 visits.
Sebastian, you
From
require
276. It's took him
74.
12 darts to get to 144.
To get over the line, double 16.
$58.
But he still can't cross that line.
Rob, you require
He washes his hands with that
144.
visit when he washes his hands with his leg.
Between the pair, they have had 33 darts on the outer ring.
112.
Only 4
Sebastian, you
successes.
require 16.
Bialecki needs 1 more.
Game shot.
And
the
this
match,
time he
Sebastian
crosses the
Bialecki.
finishing line. And finally, Sebastian Bialecki is in the winner's enclosure. He gets the better of Rob Collins by 4 legs to 1 to seal his first win of the night. It puts him back up into provisional P3. It wasn't a classic performance, but Bolt will take the result. Coming up after this is Adam Lipscombe up against Kevin Painter. Welcome back to the Modus Super Series. Before the break to batting, Bialecki got the better of Rob Collins by 4 legs to 1. Wasn't a classic affair, but Bialecki got over the line in the end, despite missing 20 darts at a double in that particular encounter. Right, next up for us, Adam Lipscombe and Kevin Painter go toe-to-toe. A win for Lipscombe here would move him onto 8 points in the league table, and that would mean that Painter and Collins would not be able to usurp him. Painter and Collins would both be only able to get to a maximum of 6 points on their final couple of matches. So that would mean that Baby Boy
First
will
leg,
be
it's Adam to throw
launching
first.
a darty party in Pompey on
Game
Saturday
on.
night.
But beating Kevin Painter is
81.
not going to be the prospect it has been so far this week. He has found something extra tonight. He's found a lot extra. He's using these different darts, which are certainly working for him this evening.
81.
Something he's switched to a couple of times throughout the campaign, but nothing he's really stuck with. Tonight, average 94 and a half.
135.
93.94.
$100.
Nigel Connell Bass knows the story. He says Kev was in the zone in the last
100.
match. Let's see if he can keep it up. He's been in the zone all night. He's not been distracted. He's not been flustered. He's been very positive. And he's been very aggressive.
95.
But in a controlled manner. You need that level of controlled aggression, and he's found it when it matters the most tonight.
27.
Lipscombe first to a finish, but Painter can catch him up very quickly. Indeed, he has already. And now he's the favourite for the leg.
140. Adam, you require 150.
You do feel looking ahead that this is a vital game for Kevin Painter's chances, because fixtures against
92.
him, but also
Kevin, you
his
require
last game
85.
is against BEAU GREAVES.
Tops. Down for double 10. And Lipscombe is
65.
poised on 66 to hold.
Adam, you require 66.
Tops.
26.
Doesn't go, and so
Kevin, you
Painter's
require
presented with another
20.
opportunity to obtain the break in this opening leg. And doesn't pass the
shot on the
second
first leg,
invitation of that
Kevin
double
Painter.
10 by. Painter leads 1-0.
Second leg, it's Kevin to throw first.
He's done
Game
the
on.
hardest task. He's got that breaker throw that he's going to need. One thing that's very good about Kevin Painter is his match play, the
45.
understanding of how to see out a game, how to serve out a game. One of the longest standing
140.
professionals of this sport. There's not many players that have the longevity that Kevin Painter does. Can probably
180.
put it on one hand.
80.
You think of people like Steve Beaton, Mervyn King, Phil Taylor.
25.
And I'm already starting to run dry.
60.
And you get the sense that there's still one more big day left in Kev.
99.
Oh, he absolutely believes that. And he believes that's going to be on the World Seniors Darts Tour. He's had a couple of semi-finals.
180.
Want to go a couple better and hoist one of the trophies up in the air.
100. Kevin, you require 36.
And what is it with tonight and one-sided matches? Double 18 for
It's on
Painter
a
for
second
13
leg, Kevin
data
Painter.
and a 2-0 lead. So far tonight, we've seen a 4-1, a 4-0, a 4-3, two 4-0s in succession, and a 4-1.
Third leg, it's Adam to throw first. Game on. 60. 60. 96. 100. 95.
We've seen this on multiple occasions though as well, haven't we? When we get like a local player and they know that they've got
100.
support and people sat waiting to book and wanting to come down to the venue here in Portsmouth.
55.
It starts to add a bit of pressure to the player when they get a little bit closer. They feel responsible for this glorious night that may be ahead.
80.
've seen it before where local players have tried to get close to qualification and haven't quite been able to get there.
105.
Charlie Large
Kevin, you require
has
161.
come close a few times, got over the line, and he packed the place out. Lipscombe, well, he sent this place into fever pitch when he was here last time, and he could be on the
61.
cusp of doing it again.
Adam,
May
you
just be a
require
dart of the
90.
ball on the end of this 90 combo. In fact, it'll be 2 at double 15, but he goes inside with the first. Well, he walked because he thought it was in.
78. Kevin, you require 100.
Kevin Painter looking to dish out a haymaker blow.
Tops.
60.
To be for Kev.
I think he
Adam,
thought that
you
was going to be
require
in. And
12.
sometimes when you throw a dart, as a player, you just know, you think that's in.
Game shot on the
That
third
is.
leg. Adam Lipscombe.
Lipscombe pause it back to 2-1. Painter with the darts in the fourth.
Fourth leg. It's Kevin to throw first. Game on. 85.
Got a full weekend of darts coming this weekend, haven't we, here at the Live Lounge in Portsmouth? Potentially back-to-back sellout
125.
sessions. We've got the conclusion of this week with our finals night. We've got a special event coming up on Sunday, the Influencers Tournament.
97.
Mixture of regulars here at the Super Series, mixing it up with some of the most popular names from YouTube and TikTok.
40.
Talking of TikTok, you've been quite busy on there this evening, Matt, I see.
Talking and ticking.
140.
You've actually featured in a couple of videos as well this evening, Henry.
Yeah, put my A-level drama
66.
skills on the line, and it's fair to say it didn't really work, did it?
No. Peyton putting his A-level darting
59.
ability on the line tonight. Every average tonight over the 90 mark. Really has brought it when it mattered the most.
140.
Well, this could end up mattering the most.
Kevin, you require
Big shot there from Adam
120.
Lipscombe, puts him in striking range.
Treble, single,
100.
below on the double.
Adam, you require
The
130.
little fish for Lipscombe. Plenty of room. Double 5. Just inside. And so Painter comes back for double
Kevin, you
10 for
require
3-1.
20.
Painter didn't even see any of those darts. It would have been sick if he'd have heard Jack Garwood calling game shot.
Game shot on the fourth flag. Kevin Painter.
Suddenly here, the one thing that was
Fifth
Lipscombe's
flag. It's
advantage
Adam
could
to
come
throw
back to
first. Game on.
cost him, because if he loses this game by 4 legs to 1, he'll be on -2 in terms of legs difference. Him and Painter would actually be on an even kilter, but Painter would be just behind Lipscombe in terms of legs 1.
81.
However, of course, Painter has got that tricky assignment of BEAU Greaves to come, and Rob Collins has got one final game against
60.
Bo. Bialecki takes on Lipscombe. And actually, that 9th game could end up being a potential shootout if certain results go in a certain direction.
60. 140. 100. Adam, you require 121.
6 and 1-2-1 for Lipscombe.
43. 60. Adam, you require 78.
So 78 to bring it back to 3-2 for Lipscombe. Should be a dart at tops, will be a dart at tops. No real urgency to take it out this time. He is going to come back for 3 more at the target.
$100. Adam, you require
Tops
40.
a 3-2.
Game shot on a 5th
In it
leg.
goes, back
Adam
to
Lipscombe.
3-2. Lipscombe pulls it back, and Painter now throws for the match.
6th leg, it's Kevin to throw
Look
first.
at the grip beneath the
Game
teeth
on.
of the artist.
140.
Well, I mentioned at the start of this game when you got that breaker throw that he's very good at match play. And in that situation when he was just getting behind in the leg, his mind would have already wandered to the next one where he knows he's got
95.
the advantage of throw. Remember the James Wade interview years ago where he talked about not wanting to waste good darts. Didn't want to hit a 180 in a leg where he felt he couldn't get back into it because he felt like it'd be a wasted 180.
So you must have wasted no darts in your career then, Matt.
Oh yeah, nothing wasted.
100. 125.
Good leg from Kev.
140.
And can I say it? Poor board management there from Lipscombe. Not leaving a finish. Didn't utilise the 19s.
85.
And by Adam's own admission, it's the one area of his game that he's got to improve upon to vault himself up to the next level.
It is the difference between the levels and the standard. You think about at the top table of darts, we're talking a dart
134.
changing an entire match.
Kevin, you require 110.
But he has put Kevin Painter here in a situation where this needs to go.
56.
To take us to a last leg
Adam, you
decider,
require
and Lipscombe would
32.
have the dart should we get there. He finds the
shot on a
double
6th
16
leg,
for
Adam
13
Lipscombe.
dart breaker throw, and we will head to a last leg shootout. One that if Lipscombe wins,
7th and
he will
final
be
leg.
in.
It's Adam to
One
throw
that
first.
Painter wins, we
Game
have an almighty dash towards the line.
100.
He would take the ton to start. Because it forces Kev to hit 2 big trebles, and he's not going to do that.
55.
And so it's full advantage Lipscombe here.
$115.
And in a big leg like this, he has pulled in some superb darts. This is indicative of the fact that he is improving as a player time upon time here.
100. 60.
Leaving a maximum doesn't leave Kevin Painter on a finish, but it'll leave him with some hope.
60.
It's a game he's felt in control of throughout, but he's not been able to put it away.
100.
Well, he's already won a match this evening in a last leg decider on a 1-2-6. He did that against Rob Collins in his opening game of the evening session. Can he do the same here against Painter? There's not going to be a need to.
60.
Well, he did yesterday as well. He took out a 1-2-6 finish for the match. He's missed a 1-2-6.
86.
Sets up for tops to book his place through. Adam Lipscombe is one dart away from a second consecutive finals night.
97. Adam, you require 40.
The hometown hero will
Each
play
shot and the
in
match,
front of his
Adam
home
Lipscombe.
crowd tomorrow night. Adam Lipscombe is in to tomorrow evening's final. He has gone over the line against Kevin Painter. It's job done, Adam. Doing so with a 91.51 average, 4 from 9 when it came to the doubles. Lipscombe is in. There will be a darty party for the Pompey boy tomorrow night. Coming up after the break, BEAU GREAVES takes on Rob Collins. Welcome back to the Modus Super Series. Before the break, Adam Lipscombe got the better of Kevin Painter in a last leg decider by 4 legs to 3. It seals Baby Boy's progression through to tomorrow night's finals here at the Live Lounge in Portsmouth and puts a severe dent into Kevin Painter's chances. Well, the Modus Super Series juggernaut could stop for Rob Collins if he loses this encounter against BEAU GREAVES. Bow and arrow, who hasn't lost a leg so far this evening. That's the type of task that awaits the man of steel up against darts' leading lady.
First leg, it's BEAU to throw first. Game on.
She made history a week ago, winning a women's series event without dropping a single leg. She's aiming to do the same here in Group
81.
B. We've only got one place left. We've got one ticket left for Saturday night, and we've not got many left for the audience either.
180.
It's going to be a full room tomorrow. Bialecki currently
96.
Taking that final ticket in the playing side. Collins and Painter could still take the position. Bialecki, 1 game left to go, and that is against the
59.
now qualified Adam Lipscombe. That game coming up next before we conclude the action with Kevin Painter taking on BEAU GREAVES,
108.
who has just hit her 11th maximum of this campaign.
81. BEAU require 144.
144 isn't going to go, but she's got 6 from here to take out the opening leg. It would be
128.
9 in succession at the beginning of the night. She can pin the double 8.
41. BEAU require 16.
Doesn't like the lie there. Just a little shuffle to the right to open it up. That's a
Shot
great
on the
dart.
first leg, BEAU GREAVES.
And Greaves is 1-0 to the good. 9 in a row for
Second
bow and
leg,
arrow.
it's Rob to throw first. Game on.
Man of Steel turns into a man of hope.
85. 140.
Are those the averages? I know it's early days, but 113.12 for Greaves.
58.
And I don't know about you, Matt, but I still feel there is still a massive performance in the BEAU
60.
Greaves locker.
Well, we've seen plenty of good performances so far. Open win 83, then it was 97, 91, 93, 92, 96.
84.
See the common theme there? 90, 90, 90.
58.
It's solid, it's good, and it's tournament winning in this particular format. Remind you that no female players ever won a
100.
week here at the Super Series. The closest to doing that is Fallon Sherrick, lost in the final to Moreno Michels in Series 5, week 3. That was the same week she hit that
60.
9-dart leg against Adam Lipscombe. If you do want to watch that moment back, you can do on the Super Series YouTube channel. It'd be one of literally millions of people that would have viewed that particular video.
48.
Wouldn't surprise me if we saw BEAU GREAVES add a name to that roll of honour. She's teased it.
59.
She's got close.
Robbie require 126.
Well, we've seen this finish taken out tonight against Rob Collins.
Game
But
shot
it's
on
the man of
second
steel
leg,
who
Rob
pins the
Collins.
1-2-6 and pins the first leg against BEAU GREAVES this evening. It took a finish
Third
like
leg,
that
it's BEAU to throw first.
to
Game on.
depose of Greaves' perfect record.
$60. 100.
She did win a week back in Southampton. It was in July of 2021. Beat the 2020 BDO World Championship winner, Wayne Warren, in the final.
60.
I remember it very well because I know where I was that night. I was in a pub. I shouldn't really tell this story, but I'm going to tell this story.
140.
I could get into trouble for telling it, but I'm going to anyway. I was in a pub. It was about 1 o'clock in the morning. The pub was meant to shut at 12.
100.
And it had that on the TV in the final. And I remember it well because I was introduced to the wonderful world of Malibu and milk.
131.
Well, you naughty boy, eh? you had an alcoholic beverage in a pub an hour past the closing time.
140. Rob, you require
I'm
130.
guessing that's the naughtiest thing you've done in your life, Henry?
I've had a few detentions in my time.
No, you haven't.
There's a few times I hadn't done my homework.
47. But you
No,
require
there wasn't.
141.
141 for Greaves. Treble 19. We left double 12 for her first on top of the night. She had 3 of them yesterday,
89.
yet to find one
Rob, you
this
require
evening.
83.
Collins has had 3 himself tonight. Double 9.
Game shot on
For
the third
2-1.
leg.
And Rob Collins has broken the BEAU GREAVES throw and is halfway towards the victory post.
Fourth leg,
victory
it's Rob to throw
which have
first.
put him onto
Game
6
on.
points, put him in a very good position with Bialecki and Lipscombe to come. And for Greaves, it would end a perfect record. Remember, only 6 players
26.
have ever, in the Super Series format as of July 2022, won all 8 Group B matches.
100.
Well, we're going to learn even more here about BEAU. This is one of the very rare occasions she's actually
140.
been behind.
$60.
All about Rob Collins here.
$44.
Was that the one bit of instant feedback that we were looking at with BEAU this week? Because in most places she's been very dominant. And maybe it's a question that she was asking of
140.
herself when the chips are down, how she would react to things. Because in the women's series, by and large, over the last couple of years, she has had her own way.
36. $135.
Well, a great reaction. This is the reaction you'd want to see.
85. But you require 66.
Collins down to a finish. Work to be done. For double.
50. Rob, you require 170.
Well, this would be one of the biggest haymaker blows for the man of steel.
And I think you would have seen a considerable reaction from him as well.
134. But you require 16.
Double 8 to turn this game around. Greaves was 2-0 down.
Game shot on
And
the
now
fourth leg.
levels up
BEAU
at 2
Greaves.
apiece. We asked the question about how Greaves would react to a deficit. Well, there's your answer.
Fifth leg, it's BEAU to throw first. Game on.
And now motoring along.
140. $140.
I feel like Rob will come away from this week, whatever the outcome is by the end of it, with
100.
some positive signs, but also some room for improvement. I think whatever the outcome, this has been a couple of days well spent for Rob, just to kind of see where his game is at this present moment in time.
140.
Rob Collins strikes me as a guy that just loves the battle, loves the challenge, loves the thrill of the fight. Without going full on Rocky and Eye of the Tiger on you.
55.
Well, Raymond van Barneveld has been tuning in tonight.
Oh, there it is. I'll just pick that one up as well.
Alongside Chris Dobie
140.
and Dimitri Vandenberg and Glenn Durrant.
Oh, Glenn Durrant's my friend.
Well, this has been a great reaction from Collins. He's left himself on 81 after 9 against the throw. And that maximum from
Rob,
Greaves
you require 81.
means that he may have to take it out and he may only get a dart at the bull. Middle of the diddle. cannot solve the riddle.
56.
And so Greaves is back for double 13
26.
to turn this game on its head. From 2-0 down. To 3-2 up.
Game shot on the fifth leg.
And a great
BEAU
last
Greaves.
start.
Yeah, fantastic last start there from BEAU GREAVES. But a slight look of relief.
Sixth leg. It's Rob to throw first. Game on.
No, she survived a bit of a scare there. Rob Collins, a great leg from him. Hat-trick of 140s. Wasn't able to close it
54.
out, and that's the only chances you're going to get at breaking the throw of BEAU GREAVES.
$100.
Maybe the scare is over for BEAU, and we start moving our attention to the potential record. But Rob Collins has got different ideas.
135.
Said he likes to battle, he likes to fight. He has the quality.
60.
You don't win those PDC Challenge Tours without having the quality. He had plenty of Pro Tour call-ups as well over his years.
140.
Plenty of pedigree in there. You'd have seen all this before.
$100. $100.
Big last. He's in a good position to strike here and take us to a decider.
60. Rob, you require 72.
Position BEAU's not too familiar with. She's normally got it run by the end of 6 legs.
52.
Been involved in one game that went the distance. That was against Sebastian Bialecki at the end of
78.
last night's action.
Rob, you require 20.
And she may have to go to the leg 7 well again. But that was wild. He knew it was wild. But then
Game shot
finds a
on the
way
sixth
in.
leg, Rob Collins.
I think that's the best reaction yet.
Maybe he was splitting.
7th and final leg. It's BEAU to throw first. Game on.
The many faces of Rob Collins. But this is his leg that he has to win to keep himself in. For Greaves,
140.
she has her own piece to play for here. Win this leg. She'll play Kevin Painter for the right to go 16 from 16. Both players
140.
kickstart 140 at the beginning of this deciding leg. All about who blinks first.
24.
And it could have been Greaves there.
That was an almighty blink. And that is an inviting dart there for Rob Collins. Just sat up in the middle of the treble 20.
140. $125.
Suppose it's not about making a mistake. We're all going to make mistakes. It's how you react to them. And that's a good reaction there from BEAU. But Rob Collins again on the BEAU GREAVES throw, hitting hard. Earlier on, he hit a hat-trick of 140s and it wasn't enough. So this time, he's doubled up on the 140s and put a maximum in. He's going to get match darts. He should be getting 2.
60. Rob, you require
It feels like
41.
he is refusing to be beaten in this match. Tops.
21.
Doesn't go. And this
you
would be
require
some way
152.
to preserve BEAU GREAVES' 100% record. The 152 isn't going to go. Collins comes back for 3 more match starts at double 10.
90. Rob, you require 20.
He'll put him on to 6 points. And he would have done all he could do. But he's missed double 5. And he knows that could be catastrophic.
16.
That could be the end of
BEAU
Collins.
require 62.
Greaves back for 62. 17 left.
Look at the emotion, the turmoil that Rob Collins is going through.
Double eight
Game
for Beau
shot, and the
Greaves
match,
to
Beau
just about
Greaves.
retain a 100% record. As for Rob Collins, well, that is the end of the assault as far as he's concerned. He pushed Beau Greaves all the way. Average 91.72, 3 from 11. There was some real good bits of Rob Collins this week, and I think when he looks back at the last couple of nights in isolation, he'll be happy with some bits, and I think there'll be some pointers as to the direction forward. A real productive couple of days for Rob Collins, but unfortunately for him, his road has come to an end. Beau Greaves, 1 game away from completing the card 2 nights in a row. Bialecki takes on Lipscombe in the next game, and that is coming up after this short break. Welcome back to the Modus Super Series, where this is a huge game incoming between Adam Lipscombe and Sebastian Bialecki. Lipscombe through, Bialecki with a win against Lipscombe would be through, and our final 6 would be set. Defeat for Seb would open up the door for Kevin Painter if he could become the first player to beat Beau Greaves in the final game of the evening session. But Bialecki will be hoping that that game is rendered irrelevant, and that will just be a game to see whether Greaves makes history here at the Live Lounge in Portsmouth. Lipscombe will have his hordes of supporters in this building tomorrow evening to cheer him on and give him support. There are limited tickets available, but I think by the time the morning comes, it'll be sold out.
44.
So if you are a Lipscombe fan watching on locally, then I would get your ticket now.
95.
Quite literally, we're heading towards single figures worth of tickets available for tomorrow evening, I've been told.
The exact number, 10 tickets remaining.
60.
If you do want one of those last 10 tickets, just get out your smart device and scan the QR code, the quick response code, if you didn't know what that stands for, Henry.
135.
And that'll take you straight through to dartshot.tv, where you can book your ticket, one of 10 remaining tickets. Time is limited. It's going to be full here tomorrow night, isn't it? It's going to be packed.
85.
I believe some famous faces are going to be here as well. I believe 1 or 2 people will be arriving early
60.
before the influencing event on Sunday.
$85.
I'll be trying to get some TikTok tips off of you, Matt.
87.
The talking of the tick.
So Lipscombe 1-2-4 to get the break in this opening leg.
95. Adam, you require 124.
Had just a little bit of a glance over at the scoreboard. Wasn't quite sure what Bialecki's... Oh, wow, wow,
84.
wow. Adam Lipscombe has
Sebastian,
just
you
said to
require
Sebastian,
132.
you ain't taking this out, pal. He was right.
Interesting play. I like it.
80. Adam, you require 40.
Double 10. But when you do something like this, you have to execute it, and you're going to have to come back, sir.
He thought that was in, didn't he? Down your local people who've been sat there with pretend fishing
30.
rods, reeling him back in.
Sebastian, you require 52.
However, you do something like that, you have to win the leg. And Bialecki just about has a couple of darts at double 16. Now it's precariously close to the treble wire.
20.
And they were precariously close to the
Adam, you
double wire,
require
but neither
10.
could find a way in.
Game
And
shot on the
Lipscombe
first
leads.
leg,
First blood
Adam
to the man
Lipscombe.
from Paulsgrove. He breaks the throw to lead 1-0.
Second leg, it's Adam to throw first. Game on.
I'll be watching at the Wicker Mill pub in Porchester this evening to see Adam in action.
100.
And no, that wasn't the pub I was in that night.
Do you know, there was something that came up on the YouTube chat
30.
earlier on in the night. And now it's been pointed out to me, I can't not see it.
60.
The back of Adam Lipscombe's shirt, he's got a baby, but the baby's got a beard
Yes.
and a tattoo.
Yes.
And now it's been pointed out, I don't realise how I didn't see it before,
96.
but I can't stop looking at it.
So what you're saying
100.
is, someone in a napkin and a tattoo and a beard dressed as a baby you could not recognise.
$95.
Now you cannot not unsee it.
100.
It's one of those things that as soon as someone's pointed out that you might be looking at it the whole time, but you're just not taking note.
140. Adam, you require 141. $53. Sebastian, you require 140.
140 for Bialecki to get the break back and to level up at 1 apiece. It's not going to go this time, and so Lipscombe 88 for a 2-0 advantage.
45.
Even if Bialecki loses this
Adam, you
game,
require
he
88.
is still in a decent enough position because Painter's last game is against Greaves. But if Painter does win that match, then he would be through. He'll be relying on bow and arrow to
32.
get the better of the artist.
Sebastian, you require 95.
However, wins this game, that's rendered irrelevant. Paid Lipscombe the compliment. 88.
79.
Doesn't go, and so Lipscombe
Adam,
for
you
2-0
require
should get a couple at
56.
tops. Double 10
Game shot on a
for
second
2-0.
leg. Adam Lipscombe.
Lipscombe doubles his advantage.
And this is probably
Third
piquing the
leg.
interest of
Sebastian
Kevin
to throw
Painter.
first. Game on.
Well, we'll do a shout out at this late hour. Ollie J in the chat room. Happy birthday to my dad, Steve. He's watching now. Happy birthday,
96.
Steve. Hope you have a great day, mate.
$180.
Let's dedicate that 180 from Adam Lipscombe there to Steve.
Could dedicate a 9-dart leg to Steve in this
60.
leg.
Yeah, we'll give it to you, Steve, if it goes. It's not going to go. Lipscombe, a little smile there. You can tell he was already thinking of the
40.
9.
$100.
Lipscombe is flying. His second max of the leg. Leaves himself on 101 after 9.
It's not been the night for
45.
Sebastian Bialecki.
Adam, you require 101.
But he could still find a way through even with defeat here.
69.
Even if he is to lose this game, BEAU GREAVES beats Kevin Painter. Bialecki still managed to navigate a way in. I don't think there's been many situations, actually. Has there been where a player qualifies on
77.
6 points?
Adam, you require 32.
Very rare, very seldom, but it has happened before. Usually only in scenarios where players have
28.
obtained 16 points right at the very
Sebastian, you
top.
require 123.
Jared Cole nearly qualified on 6 points once. Missed out on legs difference. Triple 18 for Bull.
55. Adam, you require 4.
2 2s. Now the madhouse.
No
Doesn't
score.
go.
Sebastian, you
Bialecki will
require
return.
68.
68 to half the gap. One dart. A double 16. Doesn't go.
43.
And the frustration is there to see.
Adam,
The
you
frustration's
require
reaching
4.
boiling point for Bolt.
Game shot
And
on the
Lipscombe
third leg.
vaults
Adam
into a 3-0
Lipscombe.
lead.
Fourth leg. It's Adam to throw first. Game on.
Bialecki left wondering. Bialecki left scratching his head.
140.
Well,
59.
it looks like it's a bit of a trend wishing people happy birthday. Happy birthday to Ethan Adamson, aka the Pigeon.
140.
Do I ask the reasons why he's called the Pigeon? Mike Gillett got 6 points from a Group B scenario once and then went on to win the week. That was Series 3, Week
58.
11. Beat Cam Crabtree in the final.
I suppose that's it, isn't it? All you've got to do is get through. It doesn't matter how you do
42.
on a Saturday. It's an even keel again. The table will ultimately mean nothing at that point. Obviously, it means a monetary value. You get a higher paycheck for finishing higher in your group.
60.
I'm going to ask a slightly controversial question to you, Matt.
Ooh.
Should there be a bonus if
95.
somebody wins the group with perfect points? Should there be a bonus prize? I'll tell you what, Lipson's about to win this match potentially. We'll delve into that into the next game.
9.
Well, that's
Adam,
our
you
second
require
9 of the
84.
week. He's got all the
44.
time that he wants. He sets himself up for tops for a 4-0 victory. It might not be the last we see of Seb.
100. Adam, you require 40.
But for Lipscombe, he rounds off with a win and a
Undermatched
resounding one at
Adam
that.
Lipscombe.
4-0. He gets the better of Sebastian Bialecki. He'll sit backstage and hope that BEAU GREAVES completes the card. If not, Painter is through. That man's definitely through. And that man returns for a second consecutive Saturday night. Lipscombe 4, Bialecki 0. One more game to go. Painter and Greaves. Welcome back to the Modus Super Series. We're joined in the studio by Adam Lipscombe. Adam, you're making this a little bit of a habit now, qualifying through to finals night.
Yeah, I'll say I've been in, like I say, a few times. It's been like quite hard to get over the line. Nerves has always got the better of me, and then yeah, I don't know. Just sort of changed my mindset a couple of weeks back when I came on last time. It just seems to be working. Yeah.
Me and Matt were mentioning in commentary your first appearance here this series was as a ADC qualified. Did that change your mindset to the extent of, because you qualified, you almost felt that you belonged to this? Where maybe at times, and you've admitted this yourself, that sometimes you felt like you needed to show something on that stage? Yeah,
I'll say the first time I came on here, I got invited on, and then through like doing WoW and sort of just a random invite, I was like, oh yeah, I'll go on, yeah. And then you hear a lot of people, like, not like loads of people, but people say, oh, what's he done, whatever. And then I went out my own way to do an ADC, qualified through that like route, and sort of earned my place on it. And I know it sounds a bit weird, but then in my head I was like, I've been invited through, and then now I've actually made myself get onto it. Mm-hmm. It felt a bit different and felt like I deserved to be here, to be fair. Let's talk about yourself and this week. We'll begin with yesterday. 4 points. Did you feel a little bit hard done by because in the performances and the points return? I came in here and I see the odds in the back room. And I was like, I think I could do better than that. And then when I came out the blocks, beat Sebastian with 105, I was like, bloody hell. I don't know if I'm going to get on, see how I get on. And played Kev, sort of flaked a bit, and then got on a bit better. And just the results went a bit weird way. But I played well against BEAU as well, but BEAU's amazing, isn't she? Mm-hmm. But Yeah, I'm buzzing, mate, honestly.
I can tell you what, going back to tonight, that 1-2-6 against Rob, was that the difference maker, do you think, in terms of this group?
100%, yeah. He's like, I got on with Rob quite well. We used to like go challenge tour and that together and stuff. And, like, I know him really well, and I was like, oh, mate, just please get over the line. As soon as the first triple 19, I was like, is that in? He's like, yeah. And then bang, bang, I knew it was going to go. And just sort of made the difference. And then played Kev, I was 3-1 down, I think. And then I said, well, come on, dig in deep, don't just give up. And then dug back in, and yeah, done well. And I was like, buzzing.
Well, you're very...
Now I've got over that line, literally, mate, class.
I could tell you're a very happy man. You're going to be a very popular man in here
100%,
tomorrow night.
So I'm probably, mate, sweating, but let's say it's just been a good week. Pompey got up to Championship, went there Saturday, and then came here this week, and then I'm back through into a Saturday, so class.
Well, you're going to be having a lot of people in here tomorrow night. Last time they packed the place. Is it going to be similar this time around?
Last time I couldn't get enough tickets. Everyone just gets so excited. I'll come out of here. My missus said to me, all the tickets are gone. I was like, my mum and dad can't even come. And luckily my mate brought 10 tickets, and then I managed to get them all in. But hopefully this time everyone's got a ticket. But yeah, they'll be gone tomorrow, 100%.
We look forward to watching you play tomorrow.
Cheers,
Adam,
Henry.
many congratulations on tonight. Right, one final game to go this evening. It's BEAU GREAVES against Kevin Painter. I'm going to head over and join Matthew Aker in the commentary box.
Thank you, Henry. So that was Adam Lipscombe. We're going to be seeing him here tomorrow night. He is through. BEAU GREAVES is through. There is one more place still to play for. Kevin Painter, the artist, could be the man taking that final place. And all he's got to do is beat BEAU GREAVES. Something that nobody in this group has managed to do so far. BEAU GREAVES up there representing the hopes and the chances of Sebastian Bialecki, the 20-year-old Polishman.
Kevin to throw first. Game on.
Will be sat in the back room hoping that BEAU can continue to do what she has been doing. But Kevin Painter
40.
has been playing a lot better tonight than he did last night. Averages on 94, 93 and 86 across his performances.
180.
But you won't be pleased with what he's seen there as an opening salvo from BEAU GREAVES, who
100.
fires in her 13th maximum so far.
Could it be followed by 14th? Yes, it can.
180.
Rewind about 25 minutes ago. I said I get that vibe and that feeling that BEAU GREAVES may add
91.
herself to that 9-dart roll of honour.
141.
And it's on.
Dart 8 goes a-begging for BEAU
89.
GREAVES to join Fallon Sherrick in the history-making 9-dart clubber. Will show and sign of class there from Kev, who knew exactly what was on the line there. But it's his stake and his place in tomorrow evening's finale that's on the line in this match.
56.
Must-win game for Kevin. Doesn't matter about the scoreline.
52.
Any score will do. As long as he gets that W.
Game shot on the first leg. BEAU GREAVES.
But an 11-darter there for BEAU GREAVES. The advantage Kevin Painter had in this was the fact he'd be throwing first.
Second leg. It's BEAU to throw first. Game on.
Well, we said that at some point BEAU could do something ridiculous.
100.
That was almost the most perfect leg. And Painter's back is well and truly up against the wall here. But if anyone can scrap his way out of this
100.
potential scenario, it is Painter.
If you're Sebastian Bialecki, you'd get into the back room and you'd sit down, you go, I really hope and pray that BEAU GREAVES plays how she has done all night. Well, she's not playing how she has done all night. She's playing significantly
90.
better than she has done all night. Already 3 maximums.
Well, she's had 4 scoring turns. She's had 3 180s. Hold the front page. Hold the back page. This is 4 180s in 5 scoring visits. BEAU GREAVES is averaging 144.15 here. And if she can pin the 11-dart leg, I'm calling it now. We are in record-breaking territory.
41.
Double 16.
9.
she hit that first dart, we weren't just talking Super Series record average
100.
territory. We were going
require
all sorts of
32.
records.
Game
But by
shot on the
pinning the
second
double
leg,
16 and
Bogre.
leading 2-0, her average is 125.25. I know it is still early days,
Third
but
leg, it's Kevin
the
to throw
record average
first.
is 122.69. Darryl Pilgrim against Denny Older-Coulter in August 2023. This was the last thing Kevin Painter wanted to see in a game he needed to win to qualify.
73.
Absolutely ridiculous performance this from BEAU GREAVES right out the top draw. And Kevin Painter has shared the stages with everybody.
60.
Ran into a prime peak Phil Taylor on many occasions. Kevin Painter always around that sort of world number 16 position,
44.
which meant he quite often ran into Phil Taylor in the second round. Often makes you think, doesn't it? If Kevin would have even dropped down a little bit, would it have actually been an advantage
60.
to stay out the way of the power? But he ran into the power on many, many occasions, and he'll probably feel like he's up there with the great man once again.
Well, Painter was on the receiving end of what was for a long time the record
140.
televised average, 118.88 from Taylor at the UK Open at the Reebok in Bolton.
140.
Well, this is just stupendous from Greaves. But credit to Kev, on throw, he's keeping
140.
BEAU GREAVES honest.
Well, this is the thing. If this was in the middle of a Tuesday, for example, he might just go, wow, okay. But you don't have time. You've got to dig deep now. You've got to fight, and that's what Kevin's doing.
Kevin, you require 104.
The situation doesn't change. Still got 104. At least tops.
Game shot
That is
on the
quality
third
from
leg,
Kevin Painter. He has been hit with absolutely everything. BEAU GREAVES 5 maximum so
Fourth
far, an
leg,
average of
it's Bo to throw first. Game on.
120.17.
The record for 180s in a game is 7. Mark Dudbridge against Wes Newton. And that's 180 number 6 for BEAU GREAVES. And we've only just begun leg 4. Kevin Painter has a look here to say, are you serious?
I think he'd have asked her if she's all right. Are you all right?
140.
Kevin expression. He's got that smile on his face, and I genuinely think he's probably enjoying it. He's probably in full admiration here for what BEAU is
60.
doing. This is like when you decide to play one of those practice app games, and you go, let me have a go,
100.
see what it's like on level 10. And then they play like this, and you go, I'll never do that again because that's not realistic. No one's going to hit as many 180s as that. She's in again.
140.
Well, she's on course to absolutely smash the record televised average from a female player.
44. BEAU require
121 for a 3-1 lead. Averaging 121.47. The ball. Beautifully
Game shot on
pinned.
the
It's a
fourth
12
leg,
darts. It's a
BEAU
1-2-1. BEAU GREAVES, who's hit 6 maximums, averaging 121.44.
Fifth leg, it's Kevin to throw first. Game on.
The record for highest televised average by a female player is 101.55 by Fallon Sherrock.
96.
This may not be beaten. It may well be decimated right here.
Just simply sit and enjoy what you are
100.
watching right now, because this is special. This is rare. You're watching a very, very rare talent here in BEAU
58.
GREAVES. One of those sort of once-in-a-lifetime talents. She's playing unbelievable darts. If you're Sebastian Bialecki sat in the back room right now,
100.
you probably stick your feet up on the table and feel like it's job done, because this is incredible from BEAU. By far the performance of the week.
100.
Well, the calendar year average record is 117.88. And I was going to say up until that dart, that was in severe danger of being broken.
45.
It's now just 115. That was hit by Andreas Harrison in a 4-0 win against Michael Burgoyne earlier on in
59.
this particular series. And I'll tell you what, you've got to give credit to Kevin Painter here because he is sticking with the task.
140.
Amidst all this, he could bring it back to 3-2, potentially. But Greaves needs 116 to round off the most incredible display.
We just need to leave this handy and hope.
85.
The way BEAU's been hitting here,
You require
he won't put this past
116.
the 116 for the match. Oh, she's going to get a shot.
Tops.
96.
Doesn't go.
Kevin,
Painter's
you
already
require
taken out the 104 in
103.
this match. He may have to take out the 103 just to extend the game.
These are the shots he's been limited to. When you're taking on the quality of BEAU Greaves, and Kevin Painter has fought hard. But this is just an absolute maverick performance here from BEAU
55.
Greaves, where
You
no one would
require
have been able to
20.
live with this.
A generational talent playing
shot
at the
and the
peak
match,
of her powers.
Greaves.
And BEAU Greaves has beaten Kevin Painter by 4 legs to 1, averaging 114.56, hitting 6 180s. And the worst bit about it, it could have been more. She was averaging deep into the 120s for a long time in this game. Only 114.56 could be the end assessment. 6 180s, 4 of them coming in the first 3 legs. BEAU Greaves beats Kevin Painter by 4 legs to 1. She saves the best until very last. Welcome back to the Modus Super Series, where BEAU Greaves just continues to break records. Many congratulations. An average of 115, 6 180s in that last game against Kevin Painter. That has beaten any record we've seen from a female player in front of the cameras by around about 14 points. Many congratulations. Just sum up how that felt.
Yeah, it was great. Do you know, I think towards the end of the night, everyone's a bit tired. Everyone's obviously wanting to go to bed, but I felt absolutely fine. Do you know what I mean? I cracked open a can of lemonade, had a few sips of that, and truffing out, just played magic there, didn't I?
Well, you most certainly did. At one point in the game, you were averaging deep in the 120s, deep in the match. You were on course to break all sorts of records. What was that moment like when you were in the full flow of proceedings?
Yeah, do you know what? Obviously, I knew after the first game that I'd make Saturday night, and then I just had no pressure, didn't I? I was just literally just throwing for what it was, and obviously I could see a few of the lads at the other room were looking at the table and obviously trying to win certain games, but I just got on with it and didn't really let it bother me. And last game of the group, and obviously I felt great, to be fair. Just over the moon with that.
Do we need to point out what BEAU said the second she walked through the door? She wasn't even happy with it. It was like it could have been so much more. There should have been more 180s. 6 wasn't enough. She felt there was more in the locker and more in the tank, and that's a worrying proposition.
We were sat in the commentary box and we looked at each other at one point and thought, what on earth was going on here? That was a real special performance from a generational talent.
Generational talent. I think that sums it up perfectly. It was special. It was great to watch, and I'm sure that everyone watching along at home or watching that live, the people that have stayed up late to watch it, got a special treat there. That is something I'm sure we'll be watching back for many days to come.
Is that as good as it gets, Bo?
Do you know what? I think I could play better than that. Do you know what I mean? But when I'm playing, obviously, I'm a big 180 to anywhere. That when my first dart goes in, and also I had a few throws there where my first dart was in. I thought, truffing out, do you know what I mean? Get that second dart in, and I'm laughing. Do you know what I mean? But they were just missing going a bit high. But I know I'm not going to criticise myself. That were a good game of darts, and it would have took something special to sort of beat that game. But yeah, do you know what I mean? It's what it is, isn't it? I just love playing, and yeah, it was just a bonus, really.
And what we've forgotten in amongst all that as well is you've won every single game in the group. You're only the 7th player to ever do that in a Group B campaign. You've taken to the Super Series stage like duck to water.
I absolutely love it. Do you know what I mean? Like I said, I can't fault it. I just feel really relaxed up there. I don't know what it is, whether it's just the setup or just... Do you know what I mean? I just absolutely love it. And yeah, it's nice to have this sort of time where I'm playing and I'm relaxed and I don't have to think about anything else other than just playing, and win, lose, whatever. It is what it is.
And then going into tomorrow night, you're going to be in front of... It's going to be a very packed crowd because Adam Lipscombe's qualified, because you're going to be playing, because Scott Mitchell has qualified as well. How much are you looking forward to playing in front of a crowd? And actually, can that bring another dimension to BEAU GREAVES?
I mean, well, probably. Do you know what I mean? I've played in front of a fair few crowds in my career, like, but it's, I'm just so happy to get there. It's weird because I came into this sort of weekend thinking, I hope I win a game, and now I'm sat here thinking I haven't lost a game. So it's a weird sort of the way it's turned about on its own. But listen, do you know what I mean? I'm happy to win these games, and if it don't go my way tomorrow night, it don't go my way. But hopefully I'll come back another time and try win one.
What did Kev say to you midway through the game? I think it was the 4th or 5th max of the match. He turned to you and he said something.
He just said, "Oh, just chuff it out, just pack it in." Do you know what I mean? Because obviously I was hitting these 180s, and do you know what? Fair play to some of the lads. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, I've had some good games against them, and they've all took it really well, and they're all lovely. And yeah, it's nice to feel comfortable on the stage. It's probably why I maybe played so well, because I just feel comfortable up there with them.
When I spoke to you first thing last night, I asked about your expectations for this week, and you said just take it one game at a time. Does that approach change tomorrow, or you're just going to keep with the same MO that's given you so much success this week?
Yeah, no, literally exactly the same. Do you know what I mean? I don't need to change out. I've played decent. I've played up, down. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes my darts are going in the treble, and sometimes they're not. It's just the way it goes, and I'm just happy to be there. Do you know what I mean? It's I didn't expect to be there. It's weird. I've just really enjoyed it, and I'm just happy to sort of be in with obviously such good players in the final. So we'll see how it goes. But if it goes my way, it goes my way. If not, then it's fine.
Well, we'll have another chat with you in just a second. Myself and Matt are going to round up everything else that's happened this evening, because before what happened there, it was a night littered with drama in the race to qualify alongside BEAU.
Oh, absolutely. It's been a really good night. We expected lots of twists and turns, and even that game at the end had twists and turns in it, because it wasn't just a great performance there that sort of BEAU put in. That's kind of distracted us from the main story that we thought was going to tell during that game, which was who's going to take that third and final spot. And it actually turns out Sebastian Bialecki is now going to get that final spot, and he's going to get it losing more games than he's won. Now, we have seen this situation in the past. We've seen Mike Gillett come here before, and he's been in that same situation, and then went to win the week. So when it gets to that sort of final stage, it doesn't really matter what the table said. It's a qualifying criteria. So Bialecki will be in there with a chance. He's got the chance. He's in the top 6 now, and I'm sure he'll be leaving here happy with that.
What did you make of Adam Lipscombe's interview? He came up here obviously before the final match, qualifying through for another time. What did you make of what he said?
It was everything we suspected, wasn't it? When we were trying to analyse Adam Lipscombe, it's speculative. We're trying to work things out. We haven't got the information until you sat down and chatted with Adam Lipscombe, and it was very much what we thought, that sort of imposter syndrome. Some people get an invite here to the Super Series, and they feel they've got to prove something. And he says things like, oh, people were saying, what's he won? Why is he there? I'd be surprised if anyone was saying that, or very few people were saying that. it's all in the mind. You feel that people are saying that. You feel that that's the expectation. You feel you've got to prove something. We've seen people win weeks and still feel that same way. So it's good to see that Adam Lipscombe's put that behind him and he's moving on. He's played well here this week.
Well, let's round up then in terms of the tournament bracket, what we're going to look ahead to as far as tomorrow evening is concerned. These are the two groups that are in play, Matt. Scott Mitchell, Adam Lipscombe, Thomas Lovely in Group 1. That's going to be very much a local affair with Scott and Adam involved. And then Group 2, BEAU, Marvin and Sebastian.
Well, look at that Group 2. BEAU and Marvin, two of the biggest powerhouse scorers I've ever seen here at the Super Series. That is going to be littered with maximums and a big high-scoring game.
The combined age, by the way, of that Group 2 is 63. That says a lot about the frightening future this sport has.
Yeah, well, they could all get together and play in the seniors, couldn't they, as a triple?
Well, BEAU, final word has to go for yourself. You've achieved so much so young in your career. 2 World Championships, a Women's World Match Play, numerous Women's Series titles. But what would winning a Modus Super Series weekly title, where would that compare to what you've won in the sport so far?
Yeah, obviously, it'd be absolutely great, wouldn't it? I think, obviously, if I did go on to win tomorrow night, that'd be the first lady to do so. But I probably won't be the last, do you know what I mean? But I don't know. Honestly, I'll probably let you know how I'm feeling if I do win it, do you know what I mean? Because I never really know what to say. But, do you know what? I'll look forward to it, and it's just a great opportunity to be there, and I'm just thankful to be invited this week.
Well, it's been great having you. Been great watching you play some terrific stuff, BEAU. Many, many congratulations. We'll see you tomorrow night. We'll see you tomorrow night as well, Matt. Well, what a conclusion we are going to have to week 9. We're going to see 2 world champions in action. We're going to see some great young talents in action. And, well, we saved the best till last as far as Group B was concerned as BEAU throwed some golden arrows.